questionable leadership, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I thought that was the first thing popped in my head. I'm like, what if somebody made it?
Yeah.
Like, what if they made this? And then I was like, holy shit, we're living V for Vendetta. Like, we're living that movie right now.
I've got the mask. I should go put it on. What?
I was just going to get it down just a little.
Are you having trouble getting it down?
I'm having trouble. Oh, here we
You
go.
know, if it stays up there for 4 hours, you got to seek medical attention.
How far?
But this is widespread, right? So in V for Vendetta, they just like it's
There you
targeted,
go.
right? Like
I'm
the
a
government
sloucher,
makes
but I
some
wanna-
virus
yeah,
and it
perfect.
targets
I think
like
that's
a
right.
school
You
and a church.
I loosened it
And this
for
is
you.
just like
Don't have the
crazy,
strength.
right? Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
but
alive,
still,
it
it's
takes
the
the strength
concept.
from
I
my
thought to
soul,
myself,
so
like,
don't-
it's the same.
Don't
right?
worry.
It's the T-shirt.
You're not the only one that had that thought.
that's-
Oh, I'm
because
sure
there are
not.
conspiracy theorists that have
Oh,
gone.
gosh.
Get out my tinfoil
Chinese
hat,
are blaming
baby.
the U.S. and the U.S.
little
are.
Eddie Bravo.
Yep, getting out my tinfoil hat, baby.
That stuff's exhausting.
It is though, and
Oh,
it was a
God,
joke
those
to
rabbit
me.
holes.
Well, it was a
Right.
joke to me, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, there are people that probably are like, this is the type of thinking that
Yeah.
brings people to,
Yeah.
I want to buy all the toilet paper.
Right,
It's
Right.
Like,
right.
you people are crazy, right? But yeah, V for Vendetta. That's
When you're young, though, and
Coronavirus.
uneducated, you know, like you go
You're
down those.
Oh,
you're
not-
vulnerable.
Yeah.
You are, because your main source of information and facts is the internet.
Yeah, YouTube.
Them internets,
those
YouTube.
videos.
Them internet-
Click.
the Google.
The Googles.
10 minutes.
This must be true. They posted it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Grandma, it's not called the Googles. It's just Google.
The Googles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Check your sources. That's what I
Right?
say.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was all I posted about. Is like,
Yeah.
just get an somewhere accurate, and don't friggin' panic.
Well, and don't go too extreme. Like, don't completely say it doesn't exist.
No,
Like,
Listen,
don't be
right.
stupid that way either.
I stopped like the shaking hands thing, like the touching your
Yep,
face, that
yep.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's legit, right?
Yes.
But buying up all the toilet paper because the world is going to end, like
That's
that's
stupid.
stupid. That's
There's
the
some
extreme.
great memes though.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
the ones
It's
where
in
it's like
comedy
Americans
gold.
getting ready for
Comedy gold.
coronavirus and they're all wrapped in toilet paper and like a bodysuit. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
brutal.
But
Here's what I understand the overreaction of nobody has to do anything, everything shut down. Okay, I get it, and it probably will affect how fast the coronavirus does spread.
Yeah.
However, as of today, there's 21 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Minnesota. 21.
right,
There's
one in Olmsted County, right?
Right.
One in Rochester,
Yeah.
which
Right.
is probably the closest.
they are all
thing
linked
does.
to being
Traveling
either
overseas
traveling
or being on a cruise ship
exposed to
or-
somebody
Sure.
who traveled overseas. So that's where it came from. It's not like it's all of a sudden just popping up. There are how many millions of people? Over 5 million people in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The chances of us being in contact with the 21 people
Right.
are so slim right
Right,
now. It's
right.
like
Right now, and that's the thing, right?
Right.
I mean, now
Yes.
Yeah.
a month from now,
Right.
if
When-
stuff hasn't started to kind of curve the other way,
Sure,
you know,
it's
then
gonna take
people are going to
off.
be like, okay,
Yeah.
now we're getting a little bit concerned,
right. But shutting down the world right now, I
Right.
think, is a bit of an overreaction.
I don't know. I mean, I saw people posting that they were like, Spanish flu. I'm like, it's that level of craziness that
Yeah.
they're comparing it to,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like Spanish flu. Like, holy shit! I mean, okay, we're talking millions of people are going to be dead,
Right.
Like, you know, which I don't think that's.
Well, that's the
I
other
don't think that's
It's
the
a
case.
possibility, though.
It's a
I mean,
possibility.
how many
It is.
millions, and then you take, what, 2-3%?
Right.
Right.
So you do the math. And
If
Right.
it completely saturates
Right.
and you're just looking at how many people will contract it versus what the population is and the
Yep.
percentages of those that are over 60 and blah, blah, blah.
Basically, if you're in Italy, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I actually got a friend in Italy.
Do you?
He's quarantined right
Oh
now.
my God.
He's playing overseas basketball.
Wow.
So him and his wife, they're probably bringing it over to the States, but him and
Carriers.
his wife and 2 children, very, very young. They got out, I think, about a week and a half, like a couple days before they just shut the whole country down.
Really?
They got out of there,
Wow.
and then now he's just
Thanos would be
quarantined,
so happy right now.
Right.
right.
It's the culling.
Listen, whoever created it is happy.
Yeah,
Because, you
the
know,
snap.
the cure is coming soon, right? And then
Yeah.
whoever makes
Yeah.
the cure is the
Let's hope.
hero.
Right. Well, I was listening to the Power Trip Morning Show, and they were saying, well, they actually had.
I love those guys.
I do too. They had a doctor from one of the hospitals here in Minnesota.
United Health.
and he's part of the infectious disease.
Yeah, I think I just listened to a
Like
podcast with him
response
too.
team or whatever.
Yep, and he said, best case scenario, if they do everything as fast as they can,
Yeah.
it's going to be probably 9 to 12 months before a
Right.
quote unquote cure comes out.
Is it Michael Osterholm? Is that his name?
Yeah, I
He's
think
from
that's
University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to stuff with him too.
Cool.
The interesting thing to me is like so coronavirus, right? I mean, and I don't know what the numbers are, so I'm not gonna try to make claims that I don't have factual information on. But I think of like the things that we've seen recently, Zika, H1N1, that type of stuff, right? That these were like, holy crap, these are going to be pandemic level things, right? And my wife works in the blood bank at Mayo, and she's just like, she goes, Zika still exists.
Yeah.
Yes.
But notice how you don't, no one hears anything about it, right? She's like, there's still, we turn people away, donors away,
Right.
because they test positive for Zika. Like,
Yeah.
it's still, so it's just interesting to me, the comparisons. And I mean, obviously, I think coronavirus spread way faster than, infected way more people way more quickly than those other ones, right? And that's where I think that's where the panic kind of comes in, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's just, it was interesting to me to compare it to these other things that are still there, and people don't, talk about them.
With Zika too, we cancel tests on our side just based on 3 questions.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what the CDC wants us to do. We ask these people. We have these 3 prompts that they have to fill in when they order these tests. If it doesn't line up with what exactly we want, so it's like, have you been infected, or have you traveled to an area that's been infected? Have you been in contact, and then are you showing symptoms? If they say 2 no's and 1 yes, we're going to cancel it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's-
how airtight is that too? It's like,
Right.
Well, it's just crazy to me that, from our perspective, what I do too. I mean, we're involved with some of that stuff, like when the tests get taken down and things. And they were telling us about it and how this might, we just might start getting random ones of these, and they're like, the labs aren't like, something might come in for testing for one thing, but if it has this COVID-19 or whatever, like the lab testing setup is not safe.
Oh, really?
To process
Probably,
it for what they're processing it for and keep them safe from this COVID-19. So that was part of the main reason that they were like, we'll shut these like respiratory tests down that aren't even testing for coronavirus. But we're not safe from it. Like our staff, it's pretty creepy, right? And you're talking, this is like a test, like a laboratory testing area. It's supposed to be secure and safe, right? But that's the craziness. Okay, sorry, we don't want to. Let's not sow any more craziness.
Pre-game, so
Okay.
to add to the craziness, my wife just texted me, Minnesota will be temporarily closing schools starting Wednesday.
Yep, saw that coming. I've been waiting for the daycare centers
Which
to
is
close.
interesting, though, around Rochester, because a lot of those people are healthcare workers, and it's like, what are we going to do?
Right.
Those backup centers, they're going to fill up.
No, they're full.
They're
I'm
done.
sure.
They're probably full as we speak.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably
So yeah, what are
good.
you guys gonna do? I mean, you both have
I'll probably
kids.
see if they have backup right now.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably not open.
Yeah, they're not going to be open on Sunday.
I mean,
You'll get
up and you're screwed.
You'll get waitlisted, which is a nice way of saying you're not getting in. Yep. But I don't know. I'm hoping that our work group is going to go to work from home full time.
Yeah.
And then if the kids end up being home, I'm assuming that leadership is going to have to turn some kind of blind eye towards some of the like regular work from home policies. You can't have kids. You have to be doing your job now.
Right.
Because there's going to be no way to avoid it.
So I think that's going to be the tipping point for us at work is Wednesday. If Wednesday is now the drop dead, we're shutting down the
That's what she
schools.
said. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It'll be interesting.
You might be driving to work alone.
I might be.
No more chauffeur.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about a great Christmas present? I thought about getting him like a chauffeur hat with driving gloves.
Yeah.
Leather gloves.
Oh, Jeffrey, won't you?
Leather gloves.
Yeah, like leather driving gloves, right?
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
They strap in the back, just a Velcro strap.
No, they can't Velcro. That's not high class enough. It's got a button.
Oh, button. Okay,
Oh.
all right. Oh, shit. He's thought
It's
about
like
this
double the
before.
price.
Yeah.
He's thought about it before.
To be fair,
Thank you. You prefer to drive,
I do.
so I would
I like
drive
driving.
us both, but that's
You drive
not...
too slow.
Oh, jeez. See,
Isn't
He's
it?
just
It's always one or
impatient.
the other. Like my wife, she's she does not see like 10 steps ahead like I do. It drives me crazy.
She's not a chess player in the game of life.
No, but I think that's the video game background too. Like, see, like understanding what's
strategy.
behind the door before I open it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think video games, the people saying that it's not appropriate. I mean, for that alone,
life
I
skill,
see
right?
things ahead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Resident Evil, when you open those doors and the zombies like halfway through, you're like, come on, baby.
Yeah. Come on, you knew that was there. You knew that jump scare was coming, right?
I just move it to the center.
You knew that jump scare was coming, right?
Anybody want the purple one?
I feel really bad because I'm trying to hide from my wife that I'm getting the PlayStation Plus. Is it PlayStation Plus Internet? What's it called? The year subscription.
Oh yeah.
I found a really good deal on CD keys. If you guys have ever used it before, they're really good. But it's like a year of the PlayStation Plus for $36.
Oh, well.
I was like, that's a good deal. But they have Shadows of the Colossus.
Yep.
You guys ever played that?
Shadow of the Colossus.
I haven't played it, but I know I've heard
Original
of it.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite games of all time.
It's an amazing game.
Yeah, so they have that on there, and I'm like, let's see if we can sneak
They drew you in. They drew you in. Yeah.
I was like, man, that was one of the best
Yeah,
games
yeah.
ever. All
Drew
boss
you in.
fights.
Yep.
No runs.
No runs.
Shadow of the Colossus. That's a great game.
Oh,
The art in that game is amazing.
yeah.
Oh, you guys are bonding over this. This is good. It's finally.
Hey, you're up my alley now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't bring a lot to these discussions, but
Whatever.
video games. I
yeah.
got that.
That's your wheelhouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
My little one.
Hey, how's it going?
Greetings.
Hello.
You guys see where we go.
Oh.
Already,
eating
you're
the
starting
carrot.
already.
Yep. Already eating a carrot off of my mic. Thank you very much.
Do you have an extra pen?
Yeah. Here you go.
Well, no, I don't need it right now. Like just in general, forever. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Make sure that your stand is on your.
It's already started. Like, I hesitated giving you the pen.
Poster?
I was like,
It's like shitty.
Except my problem is, I do this, and so
You're a clicky.
I need to
That's
catch
okay.
myself because I heard it on the one episode, and I was like, oh, I'm like clicking my pen. Very professional.
Great. Give him some. Now that's it. Thanks.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming down. I know it's a.
Oh, you're doing it.
You woke up and then
I woke up with your text and then immediately was like, what?
What?
half
Okay.
asleep.
Root beer? You went root beer?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, symptoms.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is root beer a symptom?
Yes, liking root beer is a
It's
symptom.
been wonderful. I can't be here anymore. Right?
Trying to shake hands, quick. See you later.
Just bathe.
Touch me. Don't touch me.
Bathe.
I know. She loves it here.
It's so crazy at work. Somebody starts coughing, and you're like,
Everybody looks.
lots of people look.
and people
Like
are
tons
like
of
dying
people look.
over there, and you're like, oh man.
I just swallowed wrong pipe. Sorry, guys.
Somebody walks by with like
5 or 6.
ooze coming out of their
What?
eyes, like walking like a zombie. You're like, oh
let's
hey
find out.
Jerry.
Yeah, but if they're coughing.
Hey, do you guys?
horrible.
Which one do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with fight me or definition of a dork?
Wait, we get to
Fight me?
choose? I thought you had
Oh,
a date
you
on
don't
them.
fight
I did.
Oh wow, you're ready.
We're starting with fight me.
I'm
You
excited.
got a
What are we
whole
fighting?
paper? Like, you're
What's
not-
who's your
excited,
favorite,
I
or
was
what
like,
is
I
your favorite
literally
villain?
came up with mine
Not
on the way
Wolf?
here. I was
No,
like,
no. Oh no. This is a great topic for me.
Oh. I had to look up the definition of villain though on Google just to see kind of where to go.
Oh.
Firelord
oh.
Ozai.
I know. It's,
So we're
it's
starting with
Google,
chapter 5.
but
Yeah.
It's true.
it gave me.
Well, we can
comfort.
start with the other
That's
one. Dude.
what
I don't
was
care.
looking
Do what you
No,
do
we'll do
whatever's
fight.
in
We'll do
order.
fight me.
at. We're gonna do
Do
it.
whatever's. Oh, why are they
Hey.
growling? Oh, he's mad.
You said fight me. They're
Shorty.
gonna fight. They're just.
He's protecting.
Hi.
Shorty's protecting Cassie.
Keep my feet warm.
Yeah,
Thank you, big
here.
dog.
No.
Hey.
Hi, Cassie.
Loki and Cassie were getting a little rambunctious, so he's like, "Hey."
Hi, Cassie.
Good dog.
Hi, Cassie.
Excited to be here. Oh, thank you, Kiss.
That's his dad voice. That was Shorty's dad voice.
everyone's kiss. Thank you all, kisses.
Nerd dork.
Dogs are immune. COVID-19 proven.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's
Not immune. They can't contract the virus.
again.
How do you know?
I just read an article about a dog owner that kissed their dog and then their dog contracted Hey,
What? Check your sources.
Was it?
Right, it's
I mean,
so tough.
There's just so much information out there now.
well, humans contracted it from animals to begin with, so.
Unless you're a conspiracy theorist.
True.
I prefer science.
Sure.
Well, science can also be attributed to it. Someone had to develop the weapon.
Computer.
I'm kidding.
Play She Blinded Me with Science. The master version.
Oh, God. Oh.
Picked a very posh voice for
Right,
your
Mass
for your
Effect.
thing.
Yeah, turn that off. We're not going to pay
I
royalties
thought
for
someone
that
told me
song
I
in the
couldn't.
background.
Oh, yeah.
Mass Effect?
Wait, what?
Mass-
Where am I seeing this?
Nice.
I played the
Yeah?
first two. I did not play the third because I saw the reviews.
Yeah, third.
The end of 2, I was like, this is going
Play
to
it-
be like the greatest trilogy of all time. I was like, this is amazing. And then I saw it was like
Donkey balls.
7.2 on IGN, and I was like, I'm out.
You should play it once.
Yeah,
I know,
just so you
I
can
know.
say that you played it.
I know.
We were
They shouldn't cater to what I'm doing, but
Jess played it first, and then said, "Dad, you gotta play this."
Yeah.
And then we were both all in, and then 3 came out, and we're like, "Oh,
how did it end?
It depends.
yeah,
Oh,
it's true."
Yeah.
Kind of.
It was super.
It
lame.
was
Yeah.
disappointing.
Super.
But
lame.
I'll just leave it.
I feel like they hyped up Q&A.
Thank you.
They hyped up the expectation, and it didn't live up to the
Yeah.
expectation. They were like, you get to choose your own ending, which is true, but that's not what it seemed like was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they made it seem like all of the choices from all of the other games were going to actually influence the game.
It should be insane.
Yeah, but in
Yeah.
reality, it was
Insane in
just
the membrane.
pick your own.
Insane in the brain.
Interesting.
It was literally A, B, C.
Yeah, they should have have you played the other 2? You have to clear the first 2 before you can even play the third one.
Right.
That would
Have
been
we all
sweet.
played Mass Effect?
I have not.
You've
I have
played
First
it.
2
Some
are
of it.
so
Played it.
so good. Yeah.
That was one. That was the
Did
one
you
where
watch
she.
it played?
I did watch it.
That
Yes.
kinda
You
counts.
can just watch the
But I've played-
compilations on YouTube, and it's just as good.
Yeah.
You don't
I
need
played
to
the
kill
first
stuff.
one.
That's the video game experience where we left the room because she was swearing like a sailor.
Oh, it's yeah.
Because it wasn't because of gameplay.
Plot line or anything.
It was because her brain was watching but couldn't tell her controller
Yeah.
what to do, so she was doing things like,
Yeah,
was
it's
trying to
it's got a
actually
little bit of a
control it.
learning.
"Why am
curve
I
for
looking at
sure.
this? Why am I
I
looking
got
at the
better.
ground? God damn it!"
I got better. I didn't swear nearly as much.
That's why my wife and I can't play video games together. Because we tried playing Halo, things like that, just running through the campaign. She's in a corner somewhere, just trying to look around, and then
Attacking the wall.
attacking
Got
a wall,
dent.
and then I'm getting yelled at. I'm getting yelled at because I'm not helping her, and meanwhile, I'm like, well, I set this thing to heroic, so I'm busy killing everything that's trying to kill us.
Oh,
Don't.
little grunt comes up behind. Just,
Yeah.
Why did you set
Dear,
it
I'll
to
help
heroic?
you. I'll help you out of the
Yeah.
corner once I'm busy making sure we're safe.
Yeah.
blinking and it's
it's true. I'm terrible.
Oh man.
We like to do cooperative things,
Yeah.
when we play board games and
That's
stuff.
the
'cause
safe
we're
way to
bo-
go.
We're both competitive.
Yeah.
So
There's a really cool video game called A Way Out or something, and it's built for cooperative play. It's super intuitive and fun.
nice. What is it on?
Wait, I played it on Xbox, but I think it's inter-platform.
Sure.
Hey Jess, pop your mic, would you?
Stop away.
She hits it full on, just wham.
Hello.
Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
That's what it reminded me of.
Okay, good. No, we're good.
We can hear things now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Can you hear my breathing?
I'm not looking.
As long as I'm not hearing your chewing again.
Yeah, on Friday the 13th.
Okay, are we ready? Look at him, look at you. That was fun pregame. I like that. All right.
This dude's got a book over here.
What?
Can't compare.
What?
Listen, I
This is
can't.
serious.
I cannot help. He told me to
Hey,
come
don't worry,
prepared.
it's-
Yeah,
my
I'm
own
ready.
insecurities.
I am so ready.
This guy told me to come prepared. So
Wow.
Oh yeah.
we're not messing around.
Here we
I
go.
see that.
And here's why. Okay.
We
Ready?
should really have a bell. We should
Ding
have a
dong.
bell. I don't think I have a. Yeah, that's,
Just a
Find it
cue.
on your phone.
no. What, a bell on my phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find a bell.
A bell.
Ring bell. Boxing match ring bell.
Yeah, not a.
God,
I need
wasn't there a
service
movie
bell.
that-
Ding.
I'm gonna hear the most
It's a hot
annoying
rod.
sound in the world.
See if you can get your mom to throw her phone at you.
And just start doing Mars Attacks references.
I don't think
And I mean, if she did do it, I don't think you'd want to provoke it because she's really close, so she's probably not going to miss. I mean, like if you were across the room, I might poke it a little bit more, knowing that she might miss.
headphones are plugged in.
Oh, hello.
Lee, I'm clicking too. We might need to get some tape, man.
I told you, yeah, these are
Duct tape.
dangerous.
It's so fun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Did that work?
I'm for Mars Attack.
That's not it.
That sounds terrible.
Wow.
Cute. That was a cute one.
A bicycle bell.
Yeah. Pushing the little bicycle thing. Bing, bing. Whenever we go to the store, that's my kid. He's like, "Oh, to push the bike bells on
Yeah,
everything."
you just
Bing,
say
bing.
danger.
I'm like, what the-
Danger.
no, Logan, don't. Bing, bing, bing.
Ready? Fight.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
I have one at home. Like we have one on one of the bikes. I should have just brought it.
Okay, I'm gonna get us started.
Sweetness.
Are we ready?
Roger will go. That's a good one.
There we go.
That's better.
Book 2, Chapter 5. Fight me! Welcome to the Dragonhead Dialogues, a nerd-friendly podcast filled with, well, quote-unquote friendly nerds who are about to discuss things that stereotypically would have been commonplace in one of our mom's basements. This is a group of best friends and family that revel in our eclectic nerd cred and love talking about it. There's no right or wrong when it comes to these discussions, but we are sure going to try to convince everyone participating to agree with our particular nerdy point of view, with the exception of the child, aka Baby Yoda. He's universally known as pure adorable and could be responsible for saving the entire Star Wars universe. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
How you
Hi.
doing? We're going to go around the table and introduce. I'm Jeff, your host, as always. To my right is tall guy Travis. I like the alliteration. How you doing, Travis?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
We also have Lee.
Hello.
Hi, Lee. You've been at every podcast this season.
I've been
so
in
far.
every podcast. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I'm Daryl
So
on The
far,
Walking Dead.
you
I'll
are-
take it.
Okay.
Nobody wants you dead.
Nope.
You'll live
That's
forever.
true.
Yep.
That's true.
Speaking that prophetic thing about Daryl because she wants him is my wife, Sandy.
No.
Oh,
No.
Norman Reedus?
He's a
really?
little scruffy.
Yeah.
Who's scruffy looking?
Kind of needs a haircut
And a real job.
and a wash.
And rounding out our table this morning is my daughter, Jessica. Hi, Jess. Hello. Great. She's been
Whoa.
possessed again.
She's in her villain. She's already
Oh,
in her
we're going
villain.
villain. Yeah. Okay. So we're already getting into it. So I'm gonna flip it. What have you guys been doing nerdy this week?
Well, the National Health Organization declared a pandemic and extreme social distancing, so I was already executing that previous to that declaration. And I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition and PUBG
Yes.
and Halo and Dungeons and Dragons via Discord.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say pandemic. You've
Yeah,
been playing
we
a
should
lot
be
of
playing
pandemic.
Pandemic.
It's on our shelf.
Yeah, Sandy, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing? We played our first 2.0 Pathfinder Society at a local game store. You kind of roam around the state of Minnesota and play at different game stores and different venues. And we happened to arrive, and we actually played the game. The guy that we roomed with in college was DMing.
Mike Murillo.
And we haven't played with him for 30 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
Small world.
Yep.
that was like a really strange, weird
Yeah.
situation that turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy about that.
He's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Did you reconnect with him?
Well, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
It's not like...
I mean, he was trying to kill them, but
Good point. Very good point.
So
Yeah. Very passive-aggressive way.
we had fun. Good
It
call.
was, yeah.
Lee, what do you got going?
I put it in the Facebook group for us after our Firefly episode.
Yeah.
I went and did some research, and I found those books, the Legacy Firefly Legacy Collection books. There's 2 of them, I think, only 2, but
Did you get them?
I did. Yeah,
Cool.
they were pretty cheap. They were like $15, maybe
Yeah.
$18 on Amazon. So,
That's not bad.
but yeah, it was good though. It was a lot of all the written stories and stuff collected in one place.
Cool. Travis?
Just kind of been playing games with the kiddos.
Yeah.
They're into the whole Roblox thing. So my son got a GameStop gift card. He wanted the digital currency where he clicks the button and there goes $20 in about 4.5 seconds.
Yep.
Wow.
So he's in that
Yep.
right now. And then I've been playing the new Sonic Mario Olympic game with my sons as well. They had a $20 off.
I would love
code.
to watch you playing with your kids. That would be
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I'm happy though.
Were they what they were I saw on Facebook they were dressed up like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're big
Nice.
DBZ fans. So yeah, they did that this past Halloween.
Does it take them like
excited.
3 days to get dressed up? Like they're charging up. They put
Yeah,
one,
it does.
They put one shirt on and then they're like, "Whoa!" And the next day they put the pants on.
Yep.
Good.
Super
I like
Saiyan
it.
mode right
Yeah.
away.
Oh yeah.
like-
I
watch that
have been. Yeah, that is awesome. I've been sucked into Warhammer 40K. It's taking all of my money. It's taking all of my paint. It's taking everything. But I love it. It's so much fun. The painting I've been doing has been pretty good, I would say, in my estimation. So there's my nerdy stuff. And now the Dragonhead interview question. So we get to know each other a little better.
Gross.
And it's going to go with the theme of our Fight Me's today. Do you guys root for the good guy or the bad guy?
It depends
On?
on if the bad guy has justification.
Well, is he a bad guy then? Come on, fight me!
Do the ends justify the means?
Sometimes depends on what the end.
Right, but if the ends justify the means, is he a bad guy?
Yes.
Like?
I agree with that. It's
Maybe.
the flaws. If your hero has too many flaws that you don't relate to, but the villain does have flaws that you relate to, suddenly you're more apt to empathize
Yeah,
and
but-
sympathize with your villain. Then it gets harder to say.
Then he's not a villain.
But
Otherwise, good
but
guy.
what does that say about you though,
No,
right?
no,
Like
no.
he might still be a villain. That just might
still
mean
be a
that
villain, but
you're a
justified.
villain too. Like
No,
Because you can
that's
still
not
be
what
evil,
it means.
But in the lawful evil, they're functioning within the system, right? But they're still evil. They're still exploiting it to a degree.
Sure.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I usually root for the good guy, but if it's a good, well-written villain that makes me conflicted,
Yeah,
that's
I like
that's
that.
brilliant, right? And we'll
Yeah.
get to that
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
There's
Okay.
more on that later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good guy, though.
Travis, do you root
I-
good guy or bad guy?
I definitely kind of agree with you guys. I mean, if I'm, say, watching a movie and there's a villain and, we're getting towards the end and I'm like, I hate this person so much. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That the performance, the material, everything.
Sure.
That's when I get turned. If it's an awful bad guy and I think it's ridiculous, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going with you. This isn't going to work.
It's like the logic of Superman. People choose to root for the villain because Superman is all powerful.
He's OP.
He's
Yeah.
too good.
Yep.
He's too overpowered. So
Plus,
it's
Lex
just
Luthor's
better.
got the best haircut in the history of haircuts.
Oh, here's a quote. What is good without evil?
No, it's what is light
without darkness.
It's a great Neil Gaiman quote.
Yeah.
Without the dark, the light is meaningless.
Yeah. So, it goes on. If you
It's
go
like
from
twisted
this,
logic.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
if you go from its perspective too. If let's say I am the most evil person in the United States, and Sandy is the most good person in the United States.
He's the one who created COVID-19.
I am.
I found him.
Oh, please don't say that.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hats, everybody.
But let's
Part
say
two.
that Lee's got to be second place. So he's second place evil. I'm first place evil.
Right.
Come on, you know you are.
That's pretty true.
Okay. So everybody's against me because I'm the bad guy. We have an epic throwdown. Bad guy loses. I'm dead. Okay.
Gone.
Gone.
Yay.
Now, yay, bad guy's dead. Now Lee is the most evil person in the United States. And Travis is now the second evilest person in the United States.
So perspective.
It will continue to go down until either
Till
everybody's
Jess and I,
evil-
who are both very, very good people, are standing next to each other, and just because I'm a little more or less good than she is,
You were going to go
I'm
with
the
good.
evilest person in the United States.
Right.
You go all the way down till you kill Steve Rogers, and then that's it.
Right, Captain America. So it's all perspective. And,
And situational ethics.
right, sometimes you got to root for the bad guy. Right?
I don't
Sometimes
know
the
if
bad
I
guy
root
is
for
right.
them. I don't know if I actually root for the bad guys. I'm trying to think of one that I've ever rooted for, and I can't, but I sympathize with them, which I think is different.
Yeah, same.
Sympathize as compared to cheer or root for them.
Well, right. So
Well-
when you want someone to win, I don't really want the bad guy to win.
Yeah.
Depends on the
I want
situation,
them-
though, right?
I want them, like Golem, to change into Smeagol and reform themselves and find the good, and
Can
it
I-
doesn't happen.
Right, but see, then you're rooting for them, though,
Well-
right? Like, I mean,
Right,
if they're fighting, if they've all of a sudden decided to fight for the just cause, right? Like, you're now rooting for the villain. He's
Right.
still the villain of the story, but he's fighting for some cause that even he needs to fight against, right?
Is there at some point did you root for David Tennant as the Purple Man in Jessica Jones? I did.
What? Did I root for him? No, but I sympathized with him,
Sure.
knowing his
There was
background.
a point where he was like, "Okay, I'm going to give being good a try. Let's see how it goes."
He was real bad.
It didn't work
I
out.
did not root for him.
No.
I had sympathy towards him.
Right?
because,
You
like,
start rooting for him. Come on, dude. You can
That's
turn it
it's
around.
not the
Some-
same thing.
Yeah, some powers are just like innate.
Oh,
really
here we go.
hard.
Down the innate
No.
overpower.
It's because like anything he said, it would be like no interaction he had would have been genuine.
Right. He couldn't, because he couldn't, he could control it, but not control it like that, right?
Right.
Like, he couldn't turn it off.
Right.
So if he said something, somebody did it,
Yeah.
regardless of whether
Yeah.
he wanted them to or not, right?
Exactly.
That would be a really hard thing to live with.
Right.
Because it's like the implied that it's pheromone based, right? So he's like,
It was, right.
I love you. They have to say I love you back.
No. It's he said he has. If he said I love you, it didn't invoke you loving him back. If he said you have to love me, then it's over, Johnny.
What is one of my favorite parts from him and Jessica Jones? I'm trying to think of context. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but doesn't he just like tell some guy to go sit and wait until he dies or something? Isn't that like in one of the episodes, like just as like an off thing, right? It's
Yeah.
just like some stranger or something.
Yep.
He's like, I'll go sit over there and wait till you die or something.
Yep.
And the guy just starts walking over to the curb and goes and sits down. You're like, holy shit!
Yeah.
You just killed that guy in the worst way possible.
So
Sorry, that's a squirrel.
no, this is where we want to go because, in my opinion, our little podcast has fallen into a rut. Not that a horde of people are listening, but for those who are, we have a pretty standard format. Today, however, I want to shake things up. We're still going to go down the nerdy path, but I want to fight. A Donnybrook. An honest-to-goodness, knockdown, drag-out fight. Today's Dragonhead dialogue is going to be about our favorite villain. Not the most powerful villain, but our favorite villain. And why they would be the best and kick everyone else's villain's ass. Here are the ground rules. First, no actual physical violence. If you do,
Aw.
What? Don't point at me.
She
I know
already
I
had
have
her
my
phone
phone.
raised
she's
in the
ready. Here we
air.
go.
I'm ready.
If you do, per our new standard, you might have come in through the door, but you're leaving out the window. Ooh.
True story.
Into the world.
Okay. Second, you can't get personal. You can attack the other contestants' villains, but you can't attack the person.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's going to be easy, but we can't do that.
So you can say that's just stupid, but not you're stupid.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, you have your opinion. It's the wrong opinion. But you have it. You can have it. You're entitled to it, right?
But, so, that's fine. Okay, third, I'm putting Sandy in charge to keep this fight fair.
Oh, now you're in for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I
She's
know.
brought out the championship belt, the replica belt.
she is the most level-headed of one of us, and
It's an NXT belt.
yeah, now I'm doomed. All right, ready? Fight!
Oh, wait. I got it. No, I don't. Come on.
Get a real phone.
Oh, why isn't it working?
Dead air.
Yeah, there it is.
Dog thought
You can get the dogs going. Okay, so we've gone over the ground rules. Let's talk about our villain choices. And Lee has requested the floor first.
What? No. Listen, I did not request the floor. I said if you needed someone to go first,
You didn't
I
say
would go
needed.
first.
Let's go. I'll fight you.
No, this is how it happened. He said, "I'm just afraid somebody might take mine," and I said,
Oh.
"You should go first."
That,
Okay.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
how it
Fine,
transpired.
go first, please, Lee.
Okay, you
who
want me to
is
go
your
first?
villain?
Okay, so yeah, my villain, voted number one comic book villain all time.
Ooh,
First issue, Uncanny X-Men number 1, 1963. Since the beginning of the X-Men, there's been Magneto.
yeah.
So Magneto, who is joining me on my microphone stand now.
Oh, he's got a Lego
The Lego
Magneto.
figure
Nice.
is Magneto.
I like Lego Magneto compared to my nemesis.
Who's your nemesis?
My nemesis is Lego Jar Jar.
Lego Jar Jar. Oh yeah, no. No,
Praise.
Magneto comes with me.
Okay.
So, and one of my
He's
all-time
got the
favorite
comic.
comic books, X-Men 25. It's the issue where he rips the adamantium
Oh,
out
yeah!
of Magneto, or out of Wolverine. And then Professor Xavier is forced to wipe his mind, which is like the most, like, as pretty much as evil as Xavier has ever gotten,
Right.
like in his history, right? So anyway,
Wow.
okay, so Magneto, right? I got a ton of crap on Magneto. Master Magnetism. The part that I love the most about him are not his powers, right? He is a brilliant tactician, strategist. He's a believer,
Yeah.
right? Like he has just cause for almost anything that he does,
Yeah.
pretty much, depending on how you want to look at it, right? So he's one of those ones that makes me conflicted,
Right.
Because he does stuff that I'm like, okay, guy's a bad guy, right? But his background also maybe gives him a little bit of justification, right?
Yeah.
Holocaust survivor doesn't want to see mutant kind fall into the same oppression that he did from Nazis, right? So
And it in the comic books,
and the
it went
comic
that
book
way.
it does, right?
Yeah.
It starts to go that way, and that's when he kind of rises to power and is like, not happening, right? So, but on top of that, right? So that's why I like him the most. But obviously, like his powers, he's OP. I don't know. I got a whole list, man. I mean,
Go.
magnetic field. He can make magnetic fields. Obviously, he can manipulate ferrous and non-ferrous metal. So things that contain steel.
Yeah.
Things that contain steel or not, right? Doesn't have to have that. It can be just other kinds of metal, right?
Metal period.
He can levitate, right? He uses arm things on his arms and ankles, right? So he can levitate himself, fly, basically. Force field so strong they can withstand nuclear blasts and allow him to live in deep space. He's
Yep.
pretty much impervious when he's inside of
Yep.
his bubble.
He also had one of his bases near the core of the Earth too, so he can resist the heat.
Yeah. He can create, and some of this stuff I didn't even know. I mean, I started researching. It was like he can create a unified field, which he can use to open up wormholes and safely travel through wormholes. He can make himself invisible by bending light, like
Sure.
the photons in light around him, which is not something that a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, he's just he's a Stan Lee, a Jack Kirby original creation. I mean, he's Malcolm X, right? And like that's the inspiration for that character.
Yeah.
Malcolm X versus like Martin Luther King, which is Professor X, right?
I yawn at your stupid hero.
Oh boy, Am I villain?
Villain, yeah.
Technically, he has played the hero too,
Yes, he
the anti-hero
was.
I'll
and the
allow
hero.
it.
I'll allow it. Okay. Yawn.
Come at me, bro.
Come on. Okay. Should I go, or does anybody else want to?
You challenged.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Ian
Ding,
McKellen. Ian McKellen, Michael Fassbender. He's been portrayed by them. You lose.
He is pretty legit.
No. Because mine is Darth Vader, of course, and I'll take your Ian McKellen and Michael slow bender over James Earl Jones all day long.
Wow.
So, quick side note. My partner and I have started watching all of Star Wars from episode 1.
Ugh, I'm sorry.
Which, that little kid actor is actually not very bad. He's actually a pretty solid kid actor.
The dialogue is horrible.
It's not
race.
as bad as
Hey,
you
and back
think.
off, woman. This is my villain.
Okay, I was going to assist you, tag team, but...
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
isn't James Earl Jones dead?
No! Jeez! Isn't Ian McKellen dead?
No.
They're both about the same age.
You leave Gandalf alone.
You leave Gandalf alone.
Anakin is dead in our hearts.
Okay.
Hayden Christensen could really be dead. I actually hope for that to happen.
No, Hayden Christensen isn't bad. Anyway, technically a part of Darth Vader. But Darth Vader is one of the most powerful Force users in the universe. He is able to do almost anything with the Force because it's mind-based. It's not magnetic-based. It's not anything else based. It's just based on what he can use his mind for. Not only that, he is the number one, depending on which poll you look at, he's the number one villain of all time in all movies. Yep. It goes between him and Hannibal Lecter. So
Very different villains.
Very different villains,
right,
sure.
yeah.
But
Now listen, if Vader started eating people, then I'd be like, well, okay, now we got some serious shit going on here.
which is worse, eating people or killing children?
True.
What about eating children?
After you've killed them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
this is down a dark path.
We're going to go down dead baby jokes. I'm prepared.
I'm prepared.
Right. Now, can Magneto stop the Force? I don't think so.
No, maybe not, but
Well, if he can control magnetic gravity, then
Yep.
quite possibly.
What does magnetic gravity do with...
The Force?
Yeah. The Force
Well-
is not magnetic based. So his defenses would not...
It's
I
metachlorian.
mean,
based.
ideally though, like Magneto, right? He controls it down to like the atom, like an
Sure.
atomic level, right?
Sure.
So he theoretically, and I don't know if it's ever happened. I need to do research, but if it would probably almost kill him, I bet. But he could literally probably just like rip someone apart,
Yeah,
like from
the thing
their
is,
atoms.
Is like with Magneto, his greatest weakness is his mind,
Right.
Which is why he has that helmet.
Right.
But if he doesn't have the helmet, I think Darth Vader would
He's
win.
vulnerable.
Right.
For sure.
Because he can just be like, he would do the David Tennant and Jessica Jones thing.
Just like get away from me.
Yeah, but if you
die.
take Darth Vader's helmet, can he still breathe and everything with that? Or
which
no?
Well, it depends on where
You know what I
you're
mean?
going down that road. Is
Oh, now you're looking at weaknesses of villains.
Yeah.
I
Right,
like the way
right.
this is going.
Because
Okay.
if we're
Yeah.
taking his helmet, we take Darth Vader's
Okay,
helmet.
before we
That's
get into
true.
the weaknesses, I'd say Magneto and Darth Vader are at least on the same echelon of power, and here's where Vader's going to win because he is evil. He has gone to the dark side.
Right.
You can justify what Magneto does because of his history. So there is still a shred of humanity in there. Vader lets that go.
Yeah, until
Until
he
he
doesn't.
doesn't.
Until
and
he
then
doesn't.
it kills him. What does that teach you?
Right.
No mercy, man.
Nuke him from orbit.
Right? It's the only way to be sure.
If I'm Magneto, I'm just dangling his son right in front of him the whole time.
And
But
that's
you're like,
where
"Here you go."
I think that Magneto would have an advantage because
Yeah.
I think he could outthink Vader. I think he could out strategize Vader
I can't argue that, but in a
and give himself an advantage somewhere.
it would be situational.
Yeah.
Again, I would say that we are on the same echelon. Now, as we could fight about this, and we're gonna. The other three of you,
I
come
can
on.
throw mine in.
Let's go.
I can throw mine in. I think the
ding.
difference between Magneto and Darth Vader and my villain is that my villain just doesn't care. He doesn't care if he dies. He doesn't care if anything happens to him. He may not be the
You
best
can't
fighter.
pick yourself as your own villain.
Wow.
That's a personal attack.
I'm out.
It is. You're out.
Ring the bell.
So my villain is going to be from the movie The Dark Knight. I'm going with Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, wow.
And the reason that I like Heath Ledger's Joker is because he's very neutral. It's something where, for me, I don't see him as having weaknesses. He's somebody that, at the drop of a hat, he could sacrifice his own life and laugh about it. He doesn't really necessarily have agendas. If it's not to necessarily take over the world or change anything that's happening. He's in the moment and he doesn't really care.
Do you want to crush him with magnetism, or should I force choke him?
I can't. I mean, that's yeah.
You can crush him with magnetism, and,
He'd be
and
dead.
Joker's gonna
He'd be
laugh
dead
the whole
instantly.
time.
He'd be dead instantly
Yeah.
in an encounter with either one of those two villains.
Physically, but mentally.
What are you gonna do?
Do you have any?
Laugh me to death?
He could
that's-
be
yeah, that's
considered
right.
more dangerous because neither Darth Vader or Magneto would consider him a threat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joker's-
exactly.
Yeah.
Chronically underestimated by
Right.
everybody. But the
Right.
thing is, he is smart.
Yeah.
He is genius level
Yeah.
smart. So,
Sure.
And that's in a physical altercation, right?
Yeah.
If we're just going brawn for brawn, obviously it's a different
Yeah.
fight. But I'm
Right.
saying,
But
as far as the
also-
spectrum.
like, the Joker has an army behind him as well. Well, so does Magneto,
So does Magneto, kind
and
of,
Darth
yeah.
Vader. But I'm just saying, like...
But
he
Darth
would be
Vader's
under-
army can't hit anything.
They just stand around on the ship going, and running into things and bumping into people.
Hitting their head on
Yeah.
things.
I think
Unless it's a
Darth
planet.
Vader-
We can hit a planet.
Right.
Let me blow your planet up.
Magneto technically tried to throw the Earth off of its.
True, right. Off
its
axis.
orbit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I do think out of those three villains, the Joker has the least amount to lose. Therefore, he's willing to sacrifice more.
Yeah.
Like
What-
Darth Vader's a pawn of the Emperor,
sure.
Right.
and Magneto has his own political
Agenda,
and
right.
socio-economical
Sure.
agenda.
He claims to be self-righteous, but he would choose to do it another way,
Right.
at all costs versus
Right.
his own life, right?
Well, since you've thrown in, who's your...
Okay, let's just bring it back to home base a little bit, okay?
Are you saying
Coronavirus.
I'm the villain?
Coronavirus.
Home base.
Part two of the
Why are you
podcast.
looking at me?
I'm looking at everybody.
COVID-19.
Let's just bring it back here and make it a little bit more wholesome. All right. My choice is Johnny Lawrence of Karate Kid.
Sweep the leg! Sweep the
Would you
leg!
like to know why?
I'm picturing
He
him
trains
standing up
his
against.
entire life to be the best Karate Kid, and you know who goes in and steals it from him?
Daniel LaRusso.
Mr. LaRusso. He steals his girl too. I'm just saying. This quote unquote villain should have been the hero, but it was stolen from him by Daniel.
You're going to rewrite Karate Kid and everybody's going to hate you.
They did. They got the series. It's called Cobra Kai now,
Oh,
right?
dear.
Yeah. So that's my choice.
I mean, I don't even
For
think
obvious
I don't know that he could beat Joker in a fight, like from a fight standpoint. I mean,
I think he'd be able
Joker's
to,
crazy.
He's crazy, yeah. He would just shoot
Unless he
Johnny.
swept the leg.
Right.
However,
Sweep the leg.
in terms of like hard workingness and like
true.
in the age level he's currently at in the movie as a teenager.
Oh, we're going to go teenage?
That's right. Think of Johnny Lawrence. If he was able to come into his own power, what he would develop into as a
Dark-
villain.
Exactly.
Sure.
Ah.
If we're going to go teenager level, though, I'd still take Anakin Skywalker over
Yeah.
Miss Johnny Lawrence. Vader's going to take him. I'm
I've
sorry.
gotcha.
Annikin's going to take him.
Not in the sense of wholesomeness.
What?
Yeah.
We're talking villains. What villain is wholesome?
My thing
Johnny
is,
Lawrence
he
is
might-
wholesome.
he might fly under the radar too,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So these guys, like that was kind of one of I thought about like his negatives, right? Or like Vader's negative.
Sure.
They're targets, right?
Oh,
they are
that's
public
true, for
enemy
sure.
number
Yeah,
for
one.
sure.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah. Johnny Lawrence is the villain that you face every day.
right.
The true villain. The every villain.
The bully.
A reflection of yourself.
Can I go next? That's such a perfect segue.
Oh,
Okay, go.
So, a villain. Even today, the true villains are the fanatics.
Can I just press pause?
Yes.
I've been looking very forward to seeing your villain because you are such a good, kind, beautiful soul. I want to know where you're going with
Get a
this.
rope.
This is
Get a
no. I want to see what her dark side is.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but in my opinion, a villain is someone that you can somewhat see their point of view, but they have taken it to the level that creates the evilness of their thought process. So, of course, I'm looking for this, and I go on the internet, and I start looking at all the terrible villains that are in our real history as human beings, right?
Oh.
So, Okay.
Oh, wow, this is taking
now,
a turn.
This is
for
going to
real.
go. I realized I was going down that rabbit hole really fast, and I didn't want to get that depressed. So I took a huge step back, and I went back into fiction.
Okay.
But while I was down that rabbit hole, I realized that this fanaticism and this realization that you are right beyond any scope of what other people could bring to the table is what makes the villain the worst. And Thanos is my choice.
Ooh.
Because Thanos was the supervillain, really, at a galactic level that truly believed that he was going to be the handmaiden of Mistress Death.
Right.
I mean, he's going to deliver to her half the population, and eventually, in some of the other plot lines he was in, everyone was going to die. That was going to be his gift to his love, right?
So
That's my choice.
I mean, he's epic level evil.
And he doesn't need a
question.
gauntlet. He doesn't need the gauntlet.
That was going to be my question, right? So versus the other villains, right?
But if you get a helmet,
A
I get a
gauntlet
gauntlet.
Gauntlet or no gauntlet.
But if you get a helmet, I get a gauntlet. We
Well,
get
right.
one piece.
Get the helmet.
Okay, well that's fine with me then. If you're talking about Magneto versus Thanos, and Thanos doesn't have the gauntlet, and Magneto doesn't have his helmet, Magneto, right? Because Thanos
We
doesn't
are
have
not
mind
talking
powers.
about most
Yeah, but he
powerful
does.
here. We're talking about
He has immunity to psionic
favorites.
powers.
The
No, I'm
best
saying-
villain.
Right. And that's true. We're talking about your favorite villain.
True, not the most powerful.
Right.
I mean, mine just happens to be both, but
Sick burn.
I
No,
can
but
argue with that
seriously-
because Vader is also my favorite and the most powerful.
Thanos has actually crossed over, kind of like Magneto, where he has sometimes acted on behalf of good. He's combined his forces with the Guardians of the Galaxy to do certain things. And
He thinks he's doing good.
He does. He really does believe that what his agenda is what the world needs.
I think we can all agree that's what really makes him dangerous.
Yeah.
The ones
It
that are
is.
like, oh, I'm right. Like you're not going to convince me otherwise, right? I'm
Right.
Don't confuse me with the facts.
Exactly.
My mind is made up.
Right.
And at some point, he's not afraid of death either. He wants it.
No,
I mean, that's part of it.
you said that perfectly. He wants death.
Right.
Lady Death. Blech.
No, but that's not it. I mean, at some point, he just has nothing to live for either. I mean,
Well,
when
The girlfriend
villains,
he wants is dead.
This is the thing about villains, especially the fictitious ones. They always get their own. That's the story. The heroes should win eventually. Something happens, but really his weakness is Mistress Death. So when he does fail, he just wants death all the more, which makes him even more dangerous.
His weakness is also the power of friendship. All of
Thanos?
those heroes that team up together to stop him every time. Power of friendship defeats all of yours.
He also has
But doesn't-
friends.
Okay,
Well,
He's
Captain
worked with
Planet.
people.
Mine doesn't really
but
care.
still loses.
But
It's
doesn't-
not true friendship if it's out of fear.
Doesn't that
Well,
really?
no,
a
that's
good,
not
like-
it, though. He's combined it for more power.
Doesn't that really make a good villain though? Is the amount of people that are trying to stop him, right? I mean, if it takes a whole team of super beings to stop your villain, I think
I laugh
that
at
makes
you.
it a
Depends
good
on the
villain.
definition.
I had galaxies coming after me.
Let's go back to the word favorite villain.
Right.
Favorite
It
villain.
depends on the definition.
So did Thanos.
There's so many people out there that have not read comics, who have not seen Star Wars, but everybody
Stop
has
listening
seen
right now.
the Karate Kid.
Yeah, why are you listening to this podcast? Would be my question.
I'm gonna go. Sorry, this is Fight Me.
Yeah,
There's been more people who've seen Star Wars than the Karate Kid.
Absolutely not. There's been multiple occasions where I'm like, let's go to a friend's house. We all play soccer together. Yeah. And they're like, what should we watch? And I'm like, oh, let's watch A New Hope, which is one of the best ones, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Because it's one of the most dark.
Yeah.
Side note. Okay, anyway. And they're like, we've never seen that. And then they whip out a DVD of The Karate Kid. I'm just saying, Karate Kid unites all.
Sorry, you're wrong.
Sorry, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I bet you they've seen Marvel.
Wait.
Any
Now.
kind of Marvel. Oh, yeah.
now.
But
Do
I
you own a DVD of the Karate Kid?
I do.
Okay.
I stole it from you.
So ownership. Let's defy that definition there. Ownership.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's a whole
Is it
separate
yours
podcast.
if you've taken it?
Yes.
Finders keepers.
Possession is 9/10 of that law. I'll allow it. Wait, that's mine.
Yeah.
All out.
I still have the bandana that you gave that came with it.
Yeah.
I named this is a newer version of Karate Kid, but I named my son after the most recent Karate Kid, Jaden.
Really?
Jaden
Yeah,
Smith.
nice.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
you have me there.
See?
Okay.
See, it touches
Heartwarming
everybody.
story.
He touches everyone. Not
He's
Johnny,
not-
though. He doesn't touch kids.
He's not villainous enough.
Not that way. Gross.
There's
Doesn't
too much
touch- yeah, that's
sympathy
a-
with him.
Doesn't touch
like
Magneto.
that scene, the
Everybody
final
who's ever
scene.
touched him is dead.
Well, okay, just because this
Vader
is a
too?
perceived villain. Everybody's a villain in some way, in some perceived perspective. I'm a villain to some people.
Yeah.
Everyone's a villain. Everyone's a hero. That's the point of Johnny Lawrence. And Johnny Lawrence also shows the redemption arc as well.
Sure. My problem is, do I want to force choke you or chop you in half with my lightsaber? It's a.
It's
I'm
not about.
sure.
It's not
Physical,
about
right?
power.
Right.
It's
You're
about
right. It's about
symbolism.
being a villain. I chop you in half.
Knowledge
Okay.
is power. No, power is power. Right? Game of Thrones, anybody? Yeah, Game of Thrones? Knowledge is power, Cersei's. No, power is power.
Power
And these
is
guards
power.
just come over and he's like, oh shit, I'm going to die.
All of you are mortal. You could all die. That's
Right.
fine.
That's
That's
super
fine
metal,
with me.
Mom.
Thanos is mortal
Mine
too.
is powerful, though, because mine
I don't
doesn't
care. Everybody's
true.
going
Just
down.
doesn't care.
I prefer a villain that goes, I can still achieve what I want and still live because I'm brilliant and powerful. Like, I don't have to not care and sacrifice myself. I can set it up so that I don't have to do
I
that.
can still live. I just blow planets up.
Not yourself, though.
So do
He
I.
could take a planet out. His powers could take a planet out.
Okay, that's true.
Vader uses a Death Star.
I
no.
want the resources of the planet. Thank you very much. I'll just kill all the population.
There you go, yeah.
That's kind of like my second place villain, which is Poison Ivy, who is pretty neutral in the grand scheme of things.
True.
And represents Mother Earth.
I
more
kind
of
of,
a
when I was doing this
self-association.
argument, and I was like, okay, we're setting this up, I thought, well, if he serves Mistress Death, wouldn't Mistress Death be the most powerful villain? But we weren't doing most powerful.
Yes.
Right,
And
we're
I
doing
know
our
nothing
favorite, our
about
favorite,
Mistress
right.
Death.
Yeah, when I talked to Max about this, he stated that his was going to be Satan. And if you're going with like a powerful, I mean, you lose.
Okay, but also like Satan's not really a villain.
I know, but well,
Satan's like just like really
Depends how you
cool,
look at
who
it.
If it's
plays
based
D&D
upon
and-
belief,
I would raise
Churches?
church. I would raise you churches. Very big villain.
Okay, so are we going to go around and? Okay, so there's our villains and why all of our good things and all of our bad things. Now let's focus on your villain's weaknesses, and of course we're going to help you point those out.
We already kind of have.
Yeah, we kind of have.
yeah,
so,
are we going to go in the same order? Or just...
No, let's go back around.
Okay, me first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanos, Mistress Death, he's too involved. Like, if I was Thanos, I'd be like, maybe
How
this
do you-
relationship isn't really working for me. So, I'm really smart, like super smart, and I know a lot about philosophy and really the meaning of life and death. But why am I aligning myself with this lady that just doesn't talk to me much?
I'm just picturing Thanos writing a Dear John letter. Like, this was death. Sorry, this isn't working out.
I really like you. It's me, not you. Smiley face, smiley face. Yeah.
Thanos trying to get his Thanos trying to get his shoulder massages at the end of the night.
But how do you
Gosh,
exploit
I need
that?
that in
You
my
can't-
life. It's been a rough day.
You can't exploit that. Like, it's not something. It's not a weakness that can be exploited.
But it is because
How?
usually
Emotions.
when and I haven't seen him defeated a lot, I admit, but when he does get defeated, it's because somebody points out that she doesn't love him back. And then he gets all depressed and weepy
Yep.
and
Oh my
weak.
God.
And
Emotional.
Then he's a crying raisin.
other
face
than
guy.
that, he is strong. He has like pretty much no emotions that are going to affect his agenda. You know what I mean? Even Gamora and how it was depicted on
Yeah,
the big screen.
yeah.
He's like, sorry, yoink. You know?
But he did feel something, though.
He
I think,
did.
with her.
He was just like
He did.
not so involved in it that it was
He
going
had
to change
to.
his
He
agenda.
loved her. He had to. Otherwise, he couldn't have gotten the stone.
That's
he
it.
loved her.
It was his agenda that
Yeah.
took precedence over everything. But if Mistress
Right.
Death was on there and said, Thanos, buddy. Do you know we could go get married instead of this whole agenda thing? He would have ditched it.
Catch y'all later.
Yeah.
He's-
So I'm saying that would
So,
be his main weakness.
You know how to defeat Thanos? Get to Lady Death.
There you go.
That's right.
That's how you defeated Anakin. He defeated himself, but that's how
Right.
you
Oh,
defeated
you
him.
just mind tricker. Thanos is evil. He hates you. These aren't the drugs you're looking for.
Oh, mind trick Mistress Death?
Sure.
I feel like she's not
don't-
weak-minded enough to
I'm not-
fall for
I'm
that.
Darth Vader. Everybody's weak-minded
No.
enough, baby.
Oh boy, yeah, and right there, boom, is one of Darth Vader's
Yes.
biggest weaknesses.
What?
It's his belief that he's untouchable.
So you're saying my overconfidence is my weakness?
Oh.
Your faith in your friends is yours.
Exactly.
Wait,
Exactly.
different
It's
villain,
called
different
out.
villain.
It's called out.
Okay, so that was my villain's weakness. My
Well, okay.
overconfidence and my stupid
And Luke. Yeah.
my stupid
Yeah.
son.
And Hayden Christensen.
Oh.
So no, I would say that he's manipulated. He's manipulated. That
He's
was his
able to
weakness.
be manipulated
Yes.
by
His emotions.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think unstable as well. That goes
Oh
with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
along with it.
A Joker's unstable? No.
Well, not Joker.
I mean, I just like the cool thing where he makes the pencil disappear.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that play out in real life.
Wait, did we do Johnny?
No.
No. So I think Johnny's greatest weakness is
Sweep the leg.
that's his strength. Let's
That
be real.
is.
Is he's also easily manipulated by his own sensei.
Yep.
Because that's how he got that.
Do you have a problem with this, Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to.
Right.
And that means his heart is his own weakness, too.
Johnny is Darth Vader
What?
in that story.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of.
That's a stretch.
Just like, no.
Metaphorically, right?
No.
But I do want to quick do an honorable mention
Yeah.
of Dark and Rawl
Yeah.
from the Sword of Truth
Series.
books.
If
of
you've read those books,
Terry Goodkind, he
He's
is
icky.
evil.
Yep. And he uses magic.
He- I feel like,
I like magic.
he would be able to defeat anybody. I feel like.
I
think so.
You should have used him.
Yeah, power wise, but yes, evil wise, I
Yeah,
agree.
He's
Capital
as
E.
evil as they come. I would give
If-
you that. He's creepy evil.
If
He's
we're
not
talking,
my favorite because he creeps me out. Right. I need a wholesome villain to get behind.
if we're talking evil, I would probably say Doctor Evil.
Oh, thank you.
That's funny.
Mike Myers, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
Somebody throw me a freaking bone here.
You do that really well.
I practiced a lot as a kid. I'm not proud.
As a kid, quote unquote.
He
Okay,
still, he
Lee.
still does it.
What's
mirror.
Magneto's weakness?
Unlike you people, he doesn't have one.
Okay.
He does.
He doesn't
helmet.
have one.
If he doesn't have a
helmet.
weakness,
But
why
that-
doesn't he win?
Right, but okay.
He's like the
first
Democrats.
First of all, he doesn't ever he loses, but he doesn't ever really lose, right? So he's stalemated so many times with X-Men, Professor X, right?
He
Stalemated.
loses.
Stalemate's not a loss. Play chess, not a loss. It's just a stalemate.
It
it's a tie.
depends on how you define stalemate. If
It's a
you
tie.
Is it a stalemate if his agenda is foiled?
No, it's a loss.
Right.
Goes the dynamite.
Okay.
Just boom goes the dynamite.
Teamed up, getting teamed up on. But listen, the helmet
Tag
thing.
team
The helmet
villains.
thing is not like how
Your
is
helmet
that?
thing is like my helmet thing.
Right. How is that a weakness more than anybody else?
Right.
Like he's a normal person.
Right.
Like so, I
Joker
guess
is
that's his weakness. So he's made of flesh and bone.
Yep.
Okay, there's a weakness.
It
like,
is.
It is, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, if we're talking about like ridiculous weaknesses,
There
he's
we
not
go.
susceptible
Satan
to
is the
fire.
greatest
He's not.
villain,
You know, like he
That's what
doesn't have
Max
a
said.
real bad weakness, but.
What about other mutants? Because isn't a lot of I'm going off of the movies. I haven't read much into the comics, so you can correct me.
Fine.
But isn't his sole purpose is to kind of protect other mutants and to kind of push them forward to make sure
Yeah.
that they survive?
Yeah.
So I would say he's got a vulnerability with caring for other people.
The
True.
thing is, he sacrifices mutants for his end goal.
Correct.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Correct.
Oh,
The
And he has
needs of the many
he's sacrificed
mutants.
his own acolytes.
Yeah.
Like
He's nasty.
he's pretty nasty. He might be kind of a weakness, but like his weakness was his family too.
Yeah.
And once they were killed,
It's
that was
over.
kind of when he went
Right.
off
Yeah.
the deep end, right?
Yep.
Everybody has a deep end point, except for our sweet, sweet little boy Johnny Lawrence.
Too far gone. Once you get too far gone, that's it.
Yep.
Okay. So, who wins? That's the question.
Oh, we still
Sadly,
got to do Joker. What did we decide for
Joker.
Joker's weakness? Because I
Unstable.
honestly, I don't.
Yeah, I thought
just
we.
unstable.
Yeah, I thought we went with.
Okay.
I thought you did. I thought we went with unstable.
Which is so cool.
Which is his
'cause-
positive, which is his
Yeah.
strength too.
Strength
Yeah.
So
too,
that's
yeah.
why it's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it can be both. Why
Yeah.
can't it
Why
be
can't
both?
it be both? Yeah.
It is both.
Right.
It can be both.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
he's so on and off again,
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
sense it would be his weakness
So,
as
and
well.
what's his invulnerability? I mean, he's kind of. I mean, he's not invulnerable
No, he's
to things.
plain old
He's a
human.
human.
So,
yeah.
like in the villain fight, in the matchups, there's. I mean,
Yeah.
he's flesh and blood.
he's
Right.
he's dead in a one-on-one matchup.
Well, he is. So, I mean, we're not really talking most powerful, but we are talking like.
And here's the flaw with DC is if he's so human and able to be killed, how come he's still effing alive?
It's because he's underestimated.
Well,
Okay,
it's
sure. The
because
first
they
time-
catch him
Right.
and they
Second
don't kill
time-
them. They put him in
Arkham.
Arkham.
Yeah.
Right. Good guy rules.
Yeah,
It's the good guy rules in comics,
Batman
right? I
doesn't
mean,
kill.
they don't
See,
kill.
I'm rooting for the bad guy here.
They don't kill him.
Yeah.
That's why I love that's why that issue is one of my favorites because it's Professor X goes loco after
Yeah.
Magneto does that and he wipes his mind and makes him like a vegetable and he puts on his asteroid and goes
Yep.
into space. Like Xavier's never done anything like that before or since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what makes a villain the best villain? Is if it turns their like
Yes.
hero
Yes.
to be the new villain?
Yes.
Yep. Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Joker does that
We
to
have
Batman
cookies.
many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot in comic books because they have to rewrite stories a lot.
Also true. Alternate universe, baby.
Yeah, they can do what they want.
So, as Sandy, you're in charge. Who wins?
But wait, no, I was the ref. I wasn't the judge.
You're the scribe. You
Well,
were
should we
the
do
points giver.
rounds? Like-
That's not fair because I'm participating.
You brought
Okay,
out the
it's-
belt.
It's hard to encompass
over
what's
by
the
me,
best
notice.
villain, right? So could we section it out? Because if you say, like you guys are saying, one-on-one, who's going to win?
Right.
Like if we could do like bronze, and then we could do like mental
Brain.
capacity. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's not about power. That was
Sometimes
the
it is.
purpose.
And
That
that's
was-
the-
It was like in the rules that it's not based on power.
Yeah. It's
Well,
just
for
we
your
can't pick
favorite.
one if we don't
so
have a
if it's
definition.
based on
Yeah,
popular
unfortunately.
opinion, maybe we should do a vote.
Well, it's based on popular opinion. Yours got
Yeah.
Vader was rated number 1
Yeah.
in movies.
That's the thing in movies.
Right.
Right. So, and
Number,
we'll-
what is there a number 1 list all time?
I don't know. We should look that up.
That should be. You have a beautiful.
I
All
don't
of these
respect
are
beautiful machine in front of you that
89%
could
of the
do
people
that.
doing
All right.
this
Exactly.
anyways.
That's actually a good way to go through this. Let's see.
That's true.
I'll bring up a list.
No. I just meant us, but then I realized the flaw in that logic is because
yeah.
we all vote for our own.
We all have skin in this
we
game.
already did.
How should I phrase this on them Googles?
I would just
Well, the thing
top
is
100 villains all time.
We're getting it from different genres.
True.
So often
Yeah.
in comic book realms, they're not going to include just pop culture.
Right.
So mine will be automatically disqualified because everybody has a small mind.
Oh, here we go.
I think yours is going to be automatically disqualified because of who it is.
Yes, that's right. Fear, our young Johnny Lawrence.
He's the everyday evil. I like that. He's the everyday villain you fight
is.
yourself.
It's
That's
true,
brilliant.
though.
Okay.
Which makes
this
him the
is
most
this is
powerful.
This is the first one that came up
From who? What
see,
source first, please?
it's Tiger droppings. I'm not going to use Tiger.
Okay, wow.
IGN.
Okay, IGN. Yeah,
is-
IGN is who rated
is decently
Magneto number 1
respectable.
Okay.
comic.
How far do you want me to go down?
It doesn't matter until most of them are
Just
encompassed.
do number 1 and see if any of us are
It's
right.
going to be Vader.
It's
It is Vader. However, second place is very interesting. Joker comes in second.
What?
That makes sense.
Let me go down the list.
What?
I like this list.
It's because of popularity. It's because of popularity.
based.
Let me go down the list.
They obviously
Yeah.
have never
It's
read a comic
Comic book, exactly.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Number 1 is my Darth Vader. Number 2 is your Travis Joker. Dracula. GLaDOS from Portal. Doctor Doom. Fantastic
What?
Four. Magneto comes in 6.
What?
Magneto-
Magneto's behind Doom?
I know that's stupid. I
That's
agree.
very stupid.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Screw you, IGN. Now we're never making it to podcast 1, but
Right.
screw you, IGN. Out the freaking window.
Out the freaking window.
Dracula, that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Voldemort. Number 8 is Hannibal Lecter. 9 is Lex Luthor. 10 is Professor Moriarty.
Yeah, these people are idiots. 9 is Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Really, Lex Luthor over Moriarty, first of all. No.
Right.
No.
Palpatine, Walter White.
Yeah, this is pop culture shit. is
Okay,
what it
okay,
is.
okay.
It's pop. Dracula?
Yeah, they've got
Dracula's.
Number 14 is Hans
Scary
Gruber.
AF.
Well,
No,
yeah,
let's-
but
okay.
think
He's scary,
Dracula
but-
against Magneto?
Yeah, Dracula loses against almost any of the
I'm going to
villains that we've
switch the
chosen.
Dracula over to Nosferatu because Dracula wants to be loved. Nosferatu does not care.
That is
And he is
right.
terrifying without color. Let me
This is
raise
a
it.
that's a
Without
pop culture
color.
list.
without color.
Okay, and I am going to now I'm going to wreck this list because how in the world does Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones ever come underneath Mr. Burns from Simpsons?
He's higher than Mr. Burns?
Lower.
Lower than Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Pop culture. Delete that list.
Yeah, okay.
That's ridiculous.
That was the top list. IGN's.
In
list
conclusion,
is gonna
it's
be
almost
tough.
like the internet cannot be trusted.
What?
What?
No.
Good point.
Damn you, Google.
As far as
Sorry,
nerd,
that's
nerd
what I got.
intelligence goes, I mean, yeah,
But I mean, isn't it-
IGN's
So-
the most pop culture-y, but you're not going to find a list.
So based on that conclusion, though, is that we all agree that this list was stupid. Joker and Darth Vader are not number 1.
What?
Between us 3.
Get
I like
out
that.
of here!
I agree with this.
I agree. That's logical.
Okay,
3-2,
sure.
you lose. We took a vote. Democracy.
Joker just doesn't care. So
Travis is over here. I don't care. The world's ending. I don't care.
Really, and Darth Vader is powerful, but he's not immortal either.
No, and he
Oh,
cares.
it's human.
yeah,
He's
cares?
human, but I mean, his
got a heart.
suit has
He's
got
got a
to have
heart.
some
Yeah.
metal in it. You could just
So does
take his
Magneto.
suit off
Yes,
of him, and then
yes.
he's going to struggle for breath.
Yes, his suit has metal in it. I'm pretty sure his body has metal in it. Doesn't he have?
I'm more machine than man.
Man.
Twisted and evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go bye-bye in a 1-to-1 fight.
Maybe.
These are cage matches here.
Oh, we're
right?
going
At
cage
some
matches?
Point,
We
we
get-
just have to
Like
go.
celebrity
We just have
death
to
match.
resolve
We
Freaking
have
shit.
experience in a cage match here with Johnny Lawrence.
We have a
You
belt.
get your leg and you're done.
elimination chamber. Can we just go over who would win in a one-on-one fight? Because I'm interested to see what everybody thinks with that. If we had a battle royale, who would come out on top as far as
You two are dead
Wait,
right off
wait,
the
a
bat.
battle
No, no, no.
royale?
Yeah, but I'm saying
Johnny
it's-
Lawrence is a cheater. Therefore, he will take mutant drugs to become powerful than all y'all.
True. He'd bring like a gun.
I'm
No
going
one
to kill
would
all your
expect it.
kids. Shut up. I win.
He'd
Battle
bring
royale or
a
one-on-one
plastic
fight?
gun.
Those are different things. Battle royale is all of us against all of us.
Right.
Right. One-on-one is just two.
Well,
If it
then
was-
it-
if it was
it's gonna,
battle
we're
roy-
gonna have to go tournament style then. And
If it was
who's
Battle
first
Royale,
and who's second?
Johnny Lawrence might win because all 4 of us would kick each other's ass, and he'd just
Right.
be like,
Again, I think it would come down to the problem of one of like our villains' weaknesses,
like,
right?
what the
Like they'd
hell?
be like, we need to get these 2 guys the hell out of here because
Right.
they'll kill us all, right?
Right.
Let them kill each other. Pit them against each other. Let them kill each other.
Right.
And then we'll kill whatever's left of the one that wins, and
Right.
then it's down to the 3, right?
I actually think that Magneto would probably win this, just because I think Joker would bring like a nuclear bomb to be funny, blow up everybody, and then Magneto would have the force field to protect himself. So
And I can absorb it,
okay,
so I'd be left.
I'm mostly
gosh,
metal.
never mind, I'll take that
Radiation
back.
isn't gonna
I
affect
mean, listen,
me.
I want to see a team up between Thanos and Magneto. I mean, that would be, the world ends. That's what we should have talked about.
Yeah.
Team ups.
that's fine.
Best team ups.
Joker rocking on the back of Darth Vader.
Get him!
Best team ups.
Okay.
Tag team.
Magneto and Thanos beat Galactus.
Nah.
Gauntlet or no? Gauntlet, yes.
Yes.
Then
No
yes.
gauntlet.
No gauntlet? No.
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 Galactus is on our level. He eats planets.
Yeah.
Is Galactus gonna make his way into the universes at all, or no?
What?
Well, they're doing not endless. What the hell are they called? Oh my god, I'm failing comic book world.
Nice.
Yep.
It starts with a U, doesn't it?
The Eternals.
The Eternals. There you go.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Oh, yeah.
The Eternals, the ones who
Yep.
harness the stones
Right.
in the beginning, right?
Hey, we're squirreling here.
Sorry, squirrel.
Yep,
Focus.
squirrel.
I
Thanos
crush all
is
of you.
an Eternal.
See, I just
From
did
Titan.
it. I used my mind tricks on you. Brought us all back. Vader
There's-
wins.
There's nothing better than a good Force joke. I'll admit it. both, however you'd like to take that in whatever context.
Okay, I'll take the win. I would say that. Sorry, Justin, Travis, your puny mortals are going to suffer.
Puny,
You're
powerless
all
humans.
mortals.
I'm not.
True, but you're puny.
Powerless. You're puny, powerless.
But we're all
mortals.
mortals.
Yeah.
All y'all
Okay,
are mortals.
that's true. We can all
But
die.
meaning you can all die.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. But
maybe-
everyone dies.
Actually, Thanos is an immortal.
I don't think we're going to be able to
Is he?
define
Yeah.
a winner.
No. You should have set
He-
some
he
kind of
clearly
guideline.
ages
to
I don't
this.
think there is a guideline to
He
set
doesn't
this.
age.
He came
Because
out
we
of his
get,
mother's
we're nerds.
womb like
This is
that?
what we live to
He's-
fight about.
He's an Eternal.
Well, I guess that's my vote.
What?
Thanos.
Why?
He's immortal.
He's not immortal.
He is. He can't age.
True, but you can kill him.
Yeah.
Oops.
That doesn't mean he's immortal. Yeah. Immortal means you
He's been
cannot
dead
die.
before. Apparently, Mistress Death just brings him back.
How alive are you with a broken heart? Truly.
Oh,
But that's what makes
Somebody
him a
kill
villain.
Travis.
Ring the bell, please. Ring the bell.
I hear a
okay.
ballad.
Yeah,
Something
he's
by
out
Journey.
just on principle now.
Ring the bell.
I think you shouldn't underestimate the Joker. That's the thing. That's
You're right.
What he. That's where he gets his. Power.
I wouldn't estimate. I
Oh.
wouldn't underestimate either one of you. I would kill you outright, and then say, "All right, let's go."
Okay, let's get these
Physicality.
guys out of the way.
Yeah.
Right? And see, that's where I think like they have
This-
that weakness where everybody like targets them,
You're just
but
going
they're smart
back to
enough.
the power,
you know?
and that's not what the
Right.
contest is about.
It's about
It's not about power. It's about the story behind the villain.
your favorite villain and it kicking everybody else's ass.
The story
So
behind
it is about power, and the rules were not clearly set out in the beginning.
I mean, even if it is about the story, Holocaust survivor, come on, he's got like the most epic story.
That's true.
Arms and legs chopped off.
Okay, he brought that upon himself.
Oh, did I?
You were my brother.
Bird like a crisp. No.
You were my brother. No.
Maybe the greatest line of movie
Yeah.
history.
Oh, there's so many bad lines in that movie. Seriously, Ewan McGregor. Like, if it was not Ewan McGregor, right? I mean,
would've
just some of the
died.
lines, it
Yeah.
would have been so dead.
Agreed. Okay. Well, we could talk about. We're an hour in already.
Yes.
We could talk about this for another hour, I'm sure. So I think the safe way to go is there isn't going to be a defined winner.
5-way tie.
5-way tie.
What if we all teamed up?
I just thought of another.
teamed up against?
Everybody loses.
I don't
The
think
universe.
Johnny would be okay with teaming with you.
Well,
Fine.
he'd be the first one
Yeah.
gone.
I mean,
Sorry,
I
this is
can't
Survivor. You were the
disagree
first
with
one that
that.
got kicked
Jo-
off the island.
Joker's just going to bring a bag of sand and start throwing at Darth Vader and laughing the whole time.
Sand.
So
I wouldn't
coarse
put it
and
past
hot.
him. Here's a sandbox.
Gets
Walk
everywhere.
into this.
How do you defeat Darth Vader? Just give him some sand.
It gets in everything. It's irritating.
Can you make sure there's some metallic bits in that sand?
Yeah.
That benefits me.
Right.
Yeah, Joker's all for teaming up.
Yes, that's good. Make me more angry because that's
Why didn't we think of that before? I
because
can't, God.
that's, you know what? No, yeah. If you, that's the thing. What drives the dark side? Anger. Go ahead, piss me off. You're just making me more powerful.
No, fear does.
So does anger, fear, anger, aggression.
The anger is what he harnesses.
Yeah.
Right.
Anger is what Vader harnesses
Fear
for
leads
sure.
to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
It's true. So keep throwing sand, and you're gonna suffer.
We're doing sandcastles too.
He's one of those rare
Comes
people.
in, they're in his house. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Yes, Darth Vader in his house on Mustafar. Who got sand on my carpets?
It's a
Okay.
good,
He's gonna
it's a
go
good
kill
place
more
for it.
children.
He's on Mustafar. He
He's
could
just gonna
turn
go
it into
on a
beautiful
bender.
glass.
Sure.
Vader retires, becomes a glass blower.
Except
Makes
you can't
beautiful-
You can't blow glass.
Yeah. He's just got an underling that he controls to do it. Just a mind control person to blow glass for him.
This is the glass you want to blow.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Why?
no.
Moving on.
No.
I think after that we can say Darth Vader's out.
No!
So, top 4. We're all set.
No, you just made me more powerful. You made me angry. I'm more powerful now. Go ahead, keep pissing me off.
We tell you that your son Luke is alive. Less angry.
Why
Well,
didn't you tell me sooner?
I just
Oh, now
found
I'm
out.
pissed.
Well, I can bring him to you.
Yeah, you can't reason with Vader. I mean, like,
Luke did, kinda.
true, but that's
Yeah.
that's
So
the
you have
one
to get
that's the
Luke.
one instance
Right.
you'd have to get Luke to do
Right.
it.
You
Oh,
can't
I
do
think
it.
he's.
Out of all of
He's
the,
mentally
let's just think about
vulnerable.
this for a second. Out of all of the villains, which ones are alive right now?
That's true.
Darth Vader, he dead.
Oh,
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Checked.
Maybe that's okay. Who's still
Ledger's
alive?
dead. Joker's
Johnny Lawrence.
Thanos is dead. We're out. So it's between the two of you.
dead. Dang.
I like those odds.
Yeah. Who's still alive? Vader's dead. Joker's dead. Thanos is dead.
I'm just giving this to him.
Yeah.
You redeem yourself. You're no longer a villain because at the final moments of Johnny's life, he realizes that he's
Just
done
a
some
human.
bad things and he's asking for forgiveness, and he gets to go to his happy place, which I'm sure is some dojo in the sky.
Okay.
Can't,
I'm marking this
can't
down
Johnny
plus
just-
50 points from the scribe.
Can't Johnny just put
Well, you
Magneto
should
in like
get
a
that
plastic
for
box
winning.
and call it a day? Or
What?
wouldn't that work? Didn't they do that in one of the X-Men movies? They had him in
Plastic
like
prison.
a plastic
Yeah.
prison or something?
Plastic
He
prison.
got out.
There you
He
go.
gets out.
Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause he's
because
got
of that
followers.
stupid guard, right?
He's got followers.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Lee claims
Listen,
victory.
I tried.
they came
I
up
tried
with
for you.
in this issue. Actually, the planet comes up with protocols called the Magneto protocols,
Yeah.
and like they create like a satellite defense system to make it so his powers are useless on Earth.
Would
right?
you like to know my
He's in space.
Magneto protocol? Shoot him in the head with the plastic bullet. Bang.
Oh, game time.
Yeah.
Now,
Maybe.
if I was a villain,
Maybe. Yeah.
They have
You've
those,
seen
they're called
X-Men
Nerf
3,
guns.
right? Seen X3, right?
Yeah.
They try.
There's a
Yep.
plethora.
It doesn't
of
work.
them.
You've
go to
seen
Goodwill.
X3. They try.
So, I think that's a good ending. Sadly, Magneto wins.
Yes. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank
Congratulations.
Magneto
yay.
and Darth Vader for a participation trophy.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
Congrats.
That was fun. I like the Fight Me. What are we going to do for Fight Me round 2? We'll have to think about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what? You have
Okay.
an idea.
No. We're pausing now.
Favorite real life villain. Oh boy, here we go.
No.
Wait, what?
Favorite real life
Wow.
villain.
Toilet paper.
COVID-19.
Okay. Sitting in the table is someone who has been and will continue to be ahead of her time. She loves sci-fi movies and nerdy board games longer than she or I am willing to admit. She played D&D before it was cool for any gender. She has more insight to the evolution of the female gamer's perspective than anyone I know of. I'm lucky enough to be married to her, and we're lucky enough to be able to hear Sandy's planes. Sandy, please go ahead.
Thank you, Jeff. So I'm going to put you in a dilemma.
Ooh, we're fighting again.
Not really fighting, just a thinker, right? And you've probably heard this one before. A train is traveling down a track, and it's going to split. And you have the controls, and there are people standing on the track. On one track, it's someone you love. On the other track, it's several strangers. And it's within your power to pull the switch and kill somebody on the one track who you're related to or you love, or save many lives by diverting the train.
How many lives?
Good question.
Because I've already made up my
Yeah.
mind, unless it's some exorbitant amount.
Okay, so
What's the number?
100.
No, easy.
Not good enough.
So just hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because a car goes into a lake and two people that you love are in the car and you can only save one person from drowning.
Wait, how did I get
And
from
yourself.
the train to the car?
Just hold that thought.
Okay.
That's depressing. Why'd you bring that up?
I'm just saying. These are like moral dilemmas. These
yeah.
are things that can shape you as a person. It can also break you as a person. And my question for a discussion, rather than me just talking this time, is do those backstories for villains make them better villains or worse villains? Like if they have that breaking point, like we talked about earlier, does it make them better villains in your opinion, more of your favorite kind because they're relatable? You could see yourself going down a dark side if you had to make that choice. What's your take on that?
I think that, again, depends on the person and the situation. I could go pretty dark if it's going to be saving family. If you're going to go down that train route, that number's going to be pretty high.
Right.
Oh yeah, like I mean, I think anybody would agree. Like if it was your kid or something, like
Right.
the one person on the other side, yeah, there's
and
probably
it's not-
there might not be an amount that you could stick on the other side.
Exactly. That's the...
That
do you
would
kill
do it for me.
Do you save one or do you kill millions?
This is the thing, though. I think it.
In that million people, like if you are in the welfare of every living being matters, they consume other living beings, so you're actually saving multi-millions by killing the millions. Just saying.
Oh, I see where you went with
yeah.
that. That went really deep.
That was that's
But-
kind of twisted
sorry.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a Thanos mentality.
Kill everyone.
Kill everyone.
I think it depends on.
That's my middle daughter. Everybody, thank you.
Red rum. Yeah,
So-
it's interesting.
I think it
that's-
depends on the people too, because like if you had like 100 old 90-year-olds that were on the track, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the easiest decision of my life. But if you have 100 5-year-olds,
Still
you know what I
easy.
mean? It's
Still easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, nursing home people.
I think it
Travis
changes
kills
it.
you.
Yep.
So I think in addition to that, there's the whole nature versus nurture. So do you believe in the sociology of someone being born innately evil without some of those little tendencies for us to self-regulate, and that person just wasn't born with that gene? And if they were kind of built that way, where there was a situation that happened or they were abused as a child or whatever, and
Yeah.
I
they
believe a
became that way.
100% nurture. I don't think anybody is born evil. I don't think that's real.
So let's just say, no, that's good, because there are some people that they don't have the capacity to think the same way as other people. It's genetic
Right.
mental disorders and things like that, schizophrenia, whatever it is. If with our genetic manipulation, our ability to kind of isolate a genome, and we're able to actually say this person lives, this person dies, that's another moral dilemma, right?
Should we live in Gattaca? No.
Well, that's the point, right?
Right.
So the question is would that be a viable alternative? Would it make you a villain for you to recognize the fact that by taking a baby's life, because that is more predisposed to grow up to be a serial killer, would you make that decision on the off chance that, there's like a 90% chance that particular genome would develop into this serial killer mentality?
Is it my kid or somebody else's kid?
That's a good question. Would it matter if there was that 90% chance
Absolutely.
that your kid would be the serial
right,
killer?
but then where's your line?
Where's your line?
Because then if you do it to someone else's kid and your kid comes along and it's the same situation, like where's your line?
Right. And I think this is a perfect question to define whether you're a villain or a hero.
Exactly, because serial killers, in theory, don't have to be innately evil. They could be like Dexter, killing bad guys.
Right. But if you make
name
the
my
choice
son.
to kill that
So you
person,
nurture them to do
are
the
you a
right
hero
way.
or a
Yeah.
villain?
I
Like,
named
are
my
you a
son
hero
after
because you
Dexter.
save people?
And
Or
he
are
was
you the
born
villain
on
'cause you
Friday
killed
the
the kid?
13th.
Right.
This is my favorite part about it too. I was just saying that I named my son after the show Dexter. Is that nobody has their son's name Dexter? Like recently, my
Imagine.
son Jaden. Everybody has Jaden now,
Yeah.
but Dexter, nobody's touched it. I love it. I say Dexter in a sea of 1,000 people. My son is the only one to turn his head.
Until he grows up and watches Dexter, and then you're like, oh yeah, you were named after that, by the way.
We've already scheduled that for his 13th birthday on Friday the 13th.
Hashtag good parenting.
So that was
great
it.
parenting.
To sum up, we all have these moral dilemmas in our life. You never know which one is going to actually turn you down the dark side.
Wow. Thanks,
metal,
Sandy.
Mom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dun dun dun. Yeah.
So, who's going to be the villains here? I'm a villain.
I'm a villain. Surprisingly, I think.
Yeah.
I would be one of those people sitting with my hand on the track, the
Yep.
thing, and I wouldn't act because I would be frozen. I couldn't.
What happens if you don't act?
Everybody
and then
does.
I go crazy, but I'm not
Yeah.
a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you don't consider it, then you're a villain. And I
Yeah.
think Sandy and I would consider, and I'm not speaking to you, Lee, I don't know what you're saying yet, but I think if you're thinking about maybe switching to the other side, that makes you maybe not as villainy.
I'm villain.
Because we're thinking about maybe choosing the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
a
a
choice
villain.
there. I
I'm
mean,
a
what
villain,
makes
then.
that,
Mine's a very
per-
active
that
choice to
life
kill
more
as many
valuable
people as
than
possible.
they have families?
Yep,
They
and could
have-
you live with yourself too?
That's
Because if
the
you
thing.
couldn't,
That's fine. They have families. They're not mine.
I
Kill 'em.
understand.
And that's the other thing
Left.
too. Is
So
like,
hard.
Theoretical is different than the actual.
Actual.
So-
like the actual is always different
There
when
was-
you're in the moment.
right?
There was a study, a psychological study, that they actually put people in that position, and they had to counsel them afterwards because it was such a traumatic experience for them.
It wasn't even real.
It wasn't
Really?
real. No, it wasn't real.
No,
They're
but
not
I mean,
gonna
like
kill
that'd be
people.
awesome. Sorry. It's the best research.
The ones you have to worry about are the ones that are going. Can I split them so it can get the family member
And oh no, that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Which
But
family
yeah,
member did you pick?
It was a traumatic thing. There were people that actually had to do counseling.
Oh,
afterwards.
come on.
No, I'm definitely a villain.
Yeah.
My choice would be really easy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is scary. Like just thinking about it now, my choice is easy.
Right. And the,
In real life, I maybe would hesitate, which would
Yeah.
hold me would probably. I hopefully would hesitate.
Right.
That would make me feel like I'm not as much of a villain, but ultimately I would be
So-
a villain.
for me, it comes down to the numbers.
So you're not quite sure if the engineer has seen the people on the track, so you just blow it up. The whole
Right.
train, everything, the 10
That's the
people
Joker.
on the track.
That's the Joker mentality.
Right.
Yeah,
No, Two-Face
Or let's
mentality.
just
Flip
blow
a coin, baby. Flip a coin, baby.
and myself.
I don't like being in this situation. They're all
the
dying.
fates decide. Fates decide.
Thanos' solution.
Cool. Good. Sandy explains. That's
No.
fun. And it stays with the theme, so I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
And we all think less of each other now.
No,
Yeah.
Lee, I think more of you
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
because we're villains.
Because we're villains.
Because we're villains. Yeah. So, all right. Now we're going to go to the last segment, my favorite part. Game time. And we had fun the last time with the Monster Manual 20 questions. And I'm going to do that again. I've already got the monsters picked out. It's up to you guys to figure out the monsters I've picked. I know it's... No, you did fine on these. Come on.
Dracula. No, I'm sorry.
Is that question one? Okay,
No.
so the rules are you have 20 questions to figure out the monsters that I have. Quit looking at the bookmarks, you evil woman.
I love you. I love you.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Cheater. I like
Gonna
it.
be
Villain.
Yeah.
Around F or E, maybe.
That's not a villain move. That's a smart move.
L.
You can be
Not
smart
general villains.
and still be good.
I will attribute that to my great grandpa Bob, who taught me how to cheat and look at other people's hands while playing card games.
Yeah. Or playing Uno. Put
Uno.
down. Yeah.
Put
Uno.
down 2 cards.
No, this is what he'd put down 2 cards or put down a red 9 on top of a red 9 on top of a yellow 6.
yeah.
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 Just
Or-
and if you're
or-
not paying attention,
Or stack 2 cards really tightly on top of one another so he lays down 2
Yeah.
instead of 1.
he was tricksy.
You can do that playing bullshit. That's a good way to
Yeah.
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 dump extra cards.
Yeah.
One something and there's like 4 cards there.
Yeah.
No one notices.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're meant to cheat in that game. That makes it okay.
Here we go. Ready? Let's start. Who wants to open with the first question for Monster Manual? And I promise you know what these monsters are.
Wait. Before we start, is this only yes or no questions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
20 questions. Like
Yes.
20 questions.
It's 20 questions just for monsters.
Okay.
It's not that hard, you guys.
See, we got the last ones. I mean,
Yeah.
Barely.
Okay, I
Well,
have the
some of
first
them
one.
came down to
Okay, so Jessica got the first one.
Dad,
Dad.
am I your favorite child?
no, you should have asked him the moral dilemma question. Would you kill me?
Or would you kill
It has to be yes or no, though.
Becca?
No. It's
Yes.
Dad.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
It has to be yes or no.
You kill us both?
That's horrible. truth or dare or whatever. It's
I love my
20
family
questions.
all equally.
That's not a yes or no question.
You're right. It's not part of the Monster Manual D20 questions either.
Fine.
If you had to choose between 100 people,
The 100 people are dying.
would you save me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would say 100 people, I would save anybody at this table.
What's about 1 million?
Yeah, I'd save anybody at this table.
I have a question
What about?
for the game.
Oh, okay, good. Bring it back. Yeah, thank you.
I'm bringing it back in.
Sorry, Jeff. See you later.
I just saved you and you're leaving? Come on, man!
Kind of too close.
I'll let myself out.
You're going out the window.
So
All right.
I can just let you know that it is in the front half of the book. Maybe even front corner.
I'm trying to think. What were the questions we asked before?
Is it alive?
No.
Does,
Technically.
does it have fur?
No.
Is it bipedal?
Typically, yes.
2 legs.
Walks on 2 legs. That doesn't mean that it has 2 legs, right? It could
Typically.
Okay. Typically bipedal. Typically bipolar.
Back to my family again.
Okay.
2 goes to home.
Yeah, sorry. That was 3.
Not alive. It's not alive. Or is it alive?
No.
Okay, it's not
Is
alive.
it size medium? AKA human size medium. In terms
Typically, yes.
of... Okay.
Humanoid size. Let's say humanoid size. Yeah.
Is it a skeleton?
No.
Sorry. Probably should have consulted first.
It was undead?
It is. It is not alive.
It is not alive.
Okay.
Does it?
There's the difference between being undead and not being alive.
So, do you want to ask the question about whether or not it's undead specifically to see whether or not that is what he's getting at here, splitting straws, or do we just want to
Splitting straws?
Yeah, I think we could probably narrow it down more, right? What do you say? What's the one where you decide if it's of this earthly realm or plane?
So, is
Is it
it
an
an
outsider?
outsider?
Outsider.
It is not an outsider.
So
Would
it's
you guys
not.
write quieter? Jesus.
So it's not. Give me a clipboard then. Jeez, I can't
Yeah.
work in these conditions.
There it is.
So it's not like an angel or a demon.
Correct.
A bipedal may do 4 legs depending upon how it is, right? What's a defining question for a ghoul?
Well, because a ghoul is not necessarily undead. But
Yeah,
it
they are.
is
Yes,
now-
yes, they are.
Ghouls are undead, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you kill them with holy magic.
Yep.
Yeah, I play Warcraft.
So,
voice
so
magic.
what's the difference between a ghoul and like in a
Can we just
A
ask if it's
zombie.
undead?
Yeah, might as well. Just get it
Okay.
out of the way.
Mind games. Way to win that one. Is it undead?
No.
So it's... Wait, it's not alive,
So it's
but
considered
it is undead.
No,
Not
it is
alive.
not undead.
Not undead.
Not undead, but it is alive. Wait, what?
it is not alive, and it is not undead.
Okay.
My brain.
Not alive and not undead.
Right.
Um,
We're at 8 questions.
So it's like a shambler, like a.
rock golem or something?
Okay, so a golem would be an animation.
Is it made of rock?
Is it an animation?
Gothers.
Yes. What?
Gothers.
It's a golem. What kind of golem? It's not a fur golem. We know that.
Ask the questions, Bridgekeeper.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Does it
You're
have-
only on question 9. You got tons of questions.
Does it have 2 eyes?
Only question.
Typically, yes.
8. Only question 8. That was 8.
Okay, that was 9.
So it has eyes.
So
Yes.
2, typically.
eyes.
So like if somebody poked one of them out, that would be atypical.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. Plonk.
Stoogito.
Did my best comic book there. Plonk. Plonk. Poke.
Kapow.
No, that'd be if you punched it.
Yeah.
We're gonna start.
Okay, so
Snaked.
what things are like that? Let's just list them. Maybe we can find some. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Is it a golem?
It's not a golem.
Oh, shoot.
See,
Okay.
that's good.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But what are the other things that are considered like
Animation.
animations or magically built.
What about like
Like elementals would
Yeah,
be considered. Would
elemental.
elementals be?
Yeah.
yeah?
Which is in the front half of the book.
Is it an elemental?
No.
Okay, so but we can't go too extreme. There are not like Zorns or things like that because that's not a normal thing. That's just a D&D.
Right, and I've specifically got this monster so that everybody knows it. I know everybody knows what this is.
Right.
Zorn would be a
be
Dungeons
hard.
and Dragons deep monster that not everybody would know. I don't think Travis knows what it is.
Is it a skinwalker?
Nope.
I'm not asking you. I'm talking to them.
That was a question.
I was not. I wasn't looking at you.
Well played. Well played.
Not looking at you. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, sure. If
Bonus.
you write it down, it's a question.
Bonus, not a skinwalker.
Typically has 2 eyes,
Skinwalker, you mean like
which means it uses.
No, a skinwalker. Like
Right.
they kill things and take their skins and look like them.
Be like a
Yeah, it's not pleasant. They're not pleasant beings. They're usually really mean too. Like
Yeah.
they do it on purpose and like the torture aspect of it. Kind of.
Like an ooze, but they don't have eyes. An ooze wouldn't have eyes.
And you don't conjure that, do you?
Well,
I didn't say
I
it had to
mean-
be conjured.
If you're really sick, you
Not
conjure it
necessarily.
unintentionally.
alive is kind of a general term, right? Are fungi alive?
Drip,
right?
drip.
Poisonous plants, are they alive?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they
Won't
are.
speak. You
So,
You know things.
They're not undead either.
I don't
Right.
know anything.
So that's just not.
exactly. So it's
Ooh.
We're halfway.
I got a
on.
question.
Mm.
Does it have 2 arms?
Typically, yes.
Here's my wonderful picture.
He did the 2-arm question so he could draw his picture for the
This is
podcast.
not a legitimate question. Just stating that. Is it the Pillsbury Doughboy? That's a nice picture.
Not the gumdrop.
Yeah. You can't catch me.
Gingerbread man.
You
Okay.
can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. He's got his legs
Yeah.
and he's tapping him on the head.
Don't you live on Drury Lane?
Just sick.
The Muffin Man. I don't think the Muffin Man is in the monster.
I'm trying to think of things that you conjure, like, but that could be a lot of stuff. I guess I don't know. I don't know anything about D&D.
Not alive and not undead.
See, I think what you need to do is make the switch. I say it's Monster Manual, 20 questions, but these are monsters that are pop culture.
How many questions do we have?
What about like a zombie?
That's
That's
undead.
undead.
Yeah.
That's really throwing me off. The not alive and not undead.
Well, it just means that it's made. Like it doesn't naturally exist, right?
Alive.
Alive.
You can kill it.
Yeah.
It bleeds. If you have the right weapon.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Does a mimic bleed?
Well, the
You
mimic
wouldn't
is
pick-
alive, technically.
Yep.
Because you kill it.
That would be really weird too. That would be a hard one.
So it would be
That's what she
something
said.
that
I just got done watching The Office.
if you
That's how we talk in the clink.
kill it, it just
Prison
comes
Mike.
out.
Prison Mike. I'll say
It's not an outsider.
It's the best skit. Podcasters need to, listeners need to YouTube
Yeah.
The Office,
All
the
The
Prison
Office.
Mike from The Office. It's amazing.
Hey, come on.
We were talking about what section of the book because I said phantasmal killer, but it's not in the right section of the book.
That's not a
That's
monster.
not pop culture.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
it's
know
not.
what that is.
But doesn't it sound cool?
I should put a time limit on this, too.
Yeah.
That way, if you go past the 20 questions or the time limit, I win.
Or
'cause
or
you
every.
Need you need additional.
but you
help
also
for
want
this,
people
for
to
sure.
want to play your game.
Well, we're way past that.
I make you guys play this.
We're
It's
way
not-
past
yeah.
that. At least we got away from the whatever the hell that other game was. That one was. I did not. I don't like that game. Your little
before and
sayings,
after?
the before and
Yeah.
after sayings that you make up.
I like that game.
That is a more clever game, but I'm terrible at that game.
I think I got him.
Gene?
Alive.
Not
Gene?
alive. I did not swear. but
You
I
almost did. That was awesome.
I sometimes have filter.
Don't worry, I'll swear enough for the both of us. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I'm thinking of things that you make.
Is it
with
a
magic.
construct?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
So a construct is something that somebody would make, like a golem, right? That they magically come into being to animate.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that is what we're probably looking for then.
Outside
Because
What's an example?
like
outside
an
of a
illusion,
golem, I don't-
like something that somebody would create out of nothing. would be a
Frankenstein's monster
construct.
is a construct.
Like an elemental.
He's undead.
Well, yes, but still a construct.
Yeah,
Right.
like an elemental, but we've already
And
negated
a golem
that.
isn't undead. So
We've asked if it was a golem.
yes, I know,
Right.
but that's what I mean.
You're
The
right.
differentiation
Flesh
between
golem is undead, but it's also technically a construct. A stone golem or a
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the two things
Right.
that I think of that fit those parameters are
Yes.
ones that we've already
Yep.
eliminated.
yeah.
How about this? I'll give you a hint if I don't lose.
What
You
the
can
hell
still
does that
win,
mean?
but I don't
What does
lose.
that even mean?
That means
Jeff doesn't lose.
it means I don't lose. It means
No.
you can still win.
No,
You know, in
no,
some
disagree.
ways,
We still have
because you're-
9 questions.
Okay.
In some ways, because you're answering our questions, this is a cooperative game. So if we win, you win.
Really?
Yes.
That's not how it feels from my end.
Just because
Yeah, we
you
have
want to
8
win,
questions left.
and
Okay.
Screw your
Yeah.
hands.
Okay. Fine. No hints for you.
Screw your hands.
No hints for you.
No soup for you. I got you now, soup Nazi. She's got the recipes.
More?
monsters that are
Classic.
part of pop culture.
Oh, very much part of pop culture.
But our constructs.
Yeah.
Or golems, but are animations.
Uh huh.
Is it actually in the book, or is it like computer?
No,
No,
Yeah.
it's
it'd be in the book. Yeah, he'd pick it from the book. He likes to bend the rules, but I don't think he
wouldn't break
breaks
the
them
rules,
that
no.
much.
I mean, you could just write it in the book, and then
No,
technically in the
no,
book.
that's no.
There's a post-it on the page with a little drawing and a little sketch of something that he's made up in his head.
No, it is something I know you all know.
That's why I thought CGI would be clever. If I posted in the book,
Yeah.
I knew that I would cheat.
No, I'm not cheating. It's in
Plague,
there.
a plague of
Well,
rats conjured up.
It's legitimately in there. You legitimately know.
You're gonna do a lot of editing on this one.
That's okay.
Does it have fangs?
That's a question, and typically yes.
He just wanted it for his picture. His gingerbread man now has fangs, ladies and gentlemen.
If anybody needs a diagram,
I really want you to find a way that you can post that on a page that the public can
While
see.
you guys are
Scan
talking
it and
about
put it
yeah,
on the Facebook page.
for the listeners, Travis has drawn what looks like the gingerbread man from Shrek. And
Don't drop buttons.
and it literally looks like that, except now that it has big pointy teeth.
I'm pretty sure that Travis has asked 3 questions just so he could draw this picture.
He's drawing this picture. It's hilarious.
well, it eliminates.
Yeah, no, it did help. It did help. The eyes one was a little questionable. God. I mean, Cyclops.
Hey, quit whispering.
Okay,
Come
consider
on.
the Cyclops.
Well, you
Right,
know,
and
like a spider thing or something.
Yeah. It has fangs.
You're
What
missing
is
one of the
something-
basic questions that you've come to ask typically.
Bipedal fur. Does it think? Right? Does it have conscious thought? Think?
Intelligent? Is that
Intelligent? I don't know. D&D people, help me out here.
what- is it, we asked that one before.
Well, it has
but
fangs and not fur, and it's not alive. It is alive, but not undead.
I hope there are people screaming at their podcasting device right now. It's a...
That's
I mean-
hate them all. No, I'm kidding. Help us out and be
I mean,
on the podcast.
people
We
who have
need you.
listened. People who have listened to the past shows. Both of you are screaming at you. Screaming at your.
Putting
Both
that
of them
into
are yelling at the
perspective.
yeah.
That's going to get cut anyway.
Yeah, that's cut.
No, wait, that's in there.
Both of you can understand. I don't know. I mean, to me, asking if it's intelligent fits under like elemental, right? I mean, I'm assuming An elemental has intelligence, right? Like,
That's
What's
yes.
the difference?
Although the question wasn't asked, an elemental is it an elemental is a very specific question for monsters. Is it an element?
okay, so it's
Like
not
one
like made of
singular-
fire. It's not made
Exactly.
of water.
Right.
Okay.
But bipedal, medium, eyes, arms. This is all signs that it has some intelligence
Sure.
potentially. Not necessarily, because it's also a construct.
What else does your picture need, Travis?
Yeah. No,
it have
don't listen to him. He's trying to.
Have a gender.
He's trying to bait you into asking questions.
I am. Come on, let's go. Do it. I see you're trying to ask. Do it.
I have funny questions. I don't know.
We've asked 13 questions
Do it.
and a bonus one. It's not a skin one.
My fangs one was decent.
Uh huh.
But fangs is very specific.
Right.
It's not
like,
teeth.
Sharp.
No, it's fangs.
Yeah.
Big pointy teeth.
So what has fangs but has no life?
Is it the rabbit from Monty Python?
That's not in here.
He's got big fangs.
Big pointy teeth. Look at the bones.
Who does he send? Who does he send? Does he send Gal? Who does he send to go kill
He's-
it?
no, he
Is
sends
it Lancelot?
minions. No.
But he says he's like Galahad, go kill it or something, and like someone goes to go kill
Oh,
it, and
God,
he's
I got
getting
this.
murdered.
You're thinking way too hard. Look at her. Her brow is furrowed.
Furrowed. We've got a furrowed brow.
I got an idea from my picture. We could ask about a tail.
It's actually not really a bad question about a tail.
So we can figure if it came from animal descent.
I mean, it could
We
be a
could just ask
it could be a Khajiit. Megan, shout out. My Khajiit.
Yeah.
My Khajiit sister.
No fur.
No fur.
Fur, but that doesn't mean it's not a. It could, it's not
A hairless
it's not
Khajiit.
alive.
Hyperallergenic.
I mean-
Oh,
That's
Best thing that's ever been said on this podcast. Hypoallergenic Khajiit. Oh shit.
Yep. That's the best thing ever said so far. I would
Did you
agree.
listen to that one where we were picking what the hell was the question? I don't even remember. If you could be a fantasy, a
Yeah.
fictional character,
What would
in-
you be?
What
Yeah.
would you be or
What
something?
race?
What race would you
Yeah.
be? And Megan and I both picked Khajiit from Skyrim, like just random. She was like, I don't even remember what game this is from. And meanwhile, I'm looking at my sheet going, are you shitting me?
That's why you wanted to go first this time.
Exactly. I'll be taking my stuff.
Yeah, Megan.
It was a creepy moment.
It was funny.
Yeah. Get out of my mind.
Things.
Charles, no. Get out of my mind.
Animated.
I have no clue.
well, I have my tail on
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
but
what
I
else
haven't
does it
asked the
need?
question yet. It needs a belt.
Like the way he said yes when I asked if it was animated.
Now she's overthinking.
Yeah.
I think
Even how I
animated
say
is-
yes.
What
The,
I think is animated might not be the
Like-
same thing.
Like that's animated.
Thank you.
That translates so well for the podcast.
Sorry. Yeah. Big arms. Just
Big
do big
arms, yeah.
arms.
Jazz hands.
Marionette arms.
Puppets.
Puppets. Puppet master.
I don't think that's the real monster.
We're all just puppets.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm
and
just-
I've got you dancing.
In this galactic game of
I mean,
life.
I think there is something like that in the Fiend Folio, but that's not the book he's using. And that's too obscure.
Yep. Tell me when you're ready for my useless hints that you don't want.
Eat my ass, Dad.
Maybe you should
Whoa! Whoa.
in
this
that
podcast.
section,
No.
can we guess the letter that it starts with?
She said A through E.
We've done that in the past. That's
When you
actually
start getting
That's like breaking the game.
but
I
it's
like
not
it.
A. We know it's
It's
not
still a
A,
question though.
But we can range it from like E through G
How do you know it's not A?
because it's not in the very beginning of the book.
Okay, for those people, for both of you who are listening,
We're metagaming now.
they're metagaming. They're looking at where I've marked the monster man, the bestiary for Pathfinder, and they're going, "Well, it's not A."
And you're gonna ask if it starts with a
Yeah.
certain like a letter
Yeah.
range. Shit.
You got something better?
And no, I got nothing. I got something. All
I
right,
need to know
I'm
how
on
many
board.
questions we have left.
Jeez, I'm on board.
How many questions do we have left?
7.
7. Yes.
Okay, so we
we're
got
on
time
12.
for that. We could spend 2 or 3 just on.
Narrowing down the letter.
If we
We-
could find
no,
the
yeah.
letter, we could just talk amongst ourselves about all the monsters we could name with the letter.
We've asked 13
through G.
questions, so we have 7 questions remaining, plus the bonus Skinwalker question.
You're so proud of that.
I am
bonus
proud of
skill.
that because I tricked
bonus-
you.
Yeah, nice. Well played.
I didn't trick you. I
You
totally.
kind of did.
I just said it out loud and then was like, "Shit." Hopefully, you realized I wasn't looking at him. Yeah, I mean, I like the letter thing, but I don't know that it's gonna.
If we get lucky, it'll help.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, but still, you're gonna ask a range, and then you're gonna be like, "Shit, does it start with E or does it start with J?"
if you say,
Yeah.
is it instead of saying, is it within this range?
That's the letter.
You say, well, ask a random letter.
You
but
burn
then
questions
I mean,
real
you
quick.
just- yeah, yeah. But is it is it G or before? You know what I mean? And then you get that whole kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good. Okay.
And then if you get
Then you can narrow it
to-
down even further with the range.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, and then you go, is it E or less?
Shit, I need to write out the alphabet so I know the range.
Yeah.
Just
But
gonna
then
say
what
that's
if-
gonna.
what if it's E?
Hey,
He
come
did
on.
write it down already.
You
He's
do
got
A
it written
through
down.
E,
Well, I was
right?
gonna
And
cross
then you
them
do
off.
A through C.
We should really start moving this along.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of time.
Well, it's your problem.
Yeah, this is your damn game.
Also kind of my problem.
Fine,
I
I'm
can't-
setting a time limit next time.
That's fine. We could just say we lose.
No. Is it
I
A through
refuse.
G?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's pick letters.
I'm gonna ask. Not you, but can I ask A through E?
I don't. Let's do E
You could
through
do-
G.
Is it E through G?
Yes.
That is informative.
E,
So
F, G.
E F G.
Wow.
An elephant.
Golem, but we already said that.
Okay.
5 questions.
Ferengi. Wait, shit, we're not on the wrong thing.
So pop culture monsters
That one's for Kessler.
that start with
Oh.
E, F, or G. Just start naming them. So we might be able to come upon something that.
Let's figure the letter out. We could use 3 to figure the letter out.
Yeah,
then
we're
got
only
2 left.
we've got and we'll have 2 left if we
Okay,
figure out the letter.
There we go.
Hypoallergenic Godzilla.
Gojira.
That's an H technically. No. Okay.
Okay. Does it start with the letter E?
No.
Does it start with the letter F?
No.
Well, now it's
Well, right. So
Yes. We
I'm
don't
waiting
have
for you
to
guys to ask that
We
question.
don't have to ask that. So, we know it's not giants, they're alive. We know it's not golems because he said it was no.
3.
we have 3 questions.
we know it has no fur. We know it has fangs. We know it's medium sized. We know it's animated.
What the hell?
So,
And it starts with a G.
Yeah, got it. Thanks. I'm not asking that question. Like, could you animate like a goat that had an evil goat with
No
fangs?
fur.
A furless goat?
Hypoallergenic goat.
It's like hypoallergenic Khajiit. I'm sorry. Stuck on that.
That would just look wrong.
Not a giant. Could it be a giant something? Like giant
normally
size
medium
something?
size.
Okay, medium size. You're right.
We have,
It's ridiculous. This game is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. You're just not asking the right questions.
Pokemon with the G.
Keep on going back to like genie.
No.
He said no, they're alive.
well, they're kind of elementals. You can look at them.
This is
that
going to be
way.
one
They're like
that's
a weird.
really stupid, and then when we figure it out, it's
Yeah, you're
gonna
gonna
be
like
like.
absolutely 100% true, Glee.
What?
I just when it comes out what this is, we're gonna be like we're all idiots.
I'm 3 questions away from winning. Love you.
Pop culture.
Exactly.
They're now consulting their phones.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm texting.
Okay.
I am. You didn't say we couldn't with that statement.
Fine. If you need your phone as a crutch, I don't mind that.
It's wonderful because I have the Pathfinder.
So did
BG
I.
on there.
I do feel like that's cheating, though, if you just look it up.
That's true. I didn't do it.
Bunch of cheaters.
He's
I was
losing.
gonna claim the win if you were gonna do that.
I'm kind of cheating. I feel like I know what it is. I should be quiet.
Just
If it's been
Come on.
culture media in the last year.
Yeah.
Ask.
I'm just gonna set this here, and if someone happens to see it, I might just.
I would
I mean, it
feel
would
bad
be-
about cheating as well. I guess
Okay.
I'd rather lose than cheat.
Okay.
I'm not a
Has
villain yet.
This
Dang it, I'm
cheesy
trying to
lettered
bring you
creature
over to
been
my
in
side.
Pop culture media in the last year.
yes, it has.
Okay, so we're looking at pop culture media in the last year.
Actually, I think my cheating failed.
That doesn't necessarily narrow it down, though. If you're thinking about something new, it might not be.
Right. Like you just mean it's something that could have been brought up in the last year,
And I know it has been.
and it could be old as shit.
Well, if it was popular enough, then hopefully our minds can work together to.
Oh yeah, my cheat is right then. I'm evil. I'm sorry. I'm a villain.
We have 2 questions left. Or
When we get to the last
No, you
question,
got-
I'll use my cheat.
We've got 2, I think. 2 questions left. 2 or 3.
Ghost is dead, right?
Correct.
I haven't met any live ones yet. Yeah, I know why it's recent too.
specific.
I know why it's recent too.
I think Lee's got it.
what?
Is that
Technically an animation.
That's a good
Not
one
real.
because
It's
it is
not
recent.
undead.
Yep, I heard
It starts
that.
with a G.
Rumor. Is it a rumor or is it real?
No, it's real.
That's really cool.
Has
Depending
been
on who they,
popular.
depending on how it plays out.
Right. And you,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damn it. Sorry, I cheated. I'm a villain.
I know.
I don't think. How did you? I don't think that's cheating, though. How did you cheat?
I can't even look at you.
Because I wouldn't have. Sandy's so mad at me right now. She's so mad at me right now.
Because you're out. You can't even help us guess. You just took yourself out of the game. It's like he's Joker or something.
I don't want to play the
Just
game
let-
anyway. That's fine. Be us sit on the
You should have
sidelines.
just worded out the question. You would have been fine.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, but that is. Yeah,
And it's
it's against the spirit of the game.
Right,
It
what
was
made
not
it-
illegal.
what makes me happy is it's driving her crazy.
Oh yeah, she's pissed at me too now. She's mad that she can't figure it out and mad at me.
Yep.
So Dad's excited about this pop culture reference. So something that he's excited about seeing is coming.
I'm within striking distance.
Yeah, you are.
My phone is right here. And I'm not afraid to throw my OtterBox. My phone will survive.
I'm just gonna
You may
give
not.
this belt back over here to Sandy so she feels better. There's your belt.
Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just want to waste these questions on something so inane it's going to piss him off.
Nope.
Okay, here's the thing though. I could give hints because technically it's not him giving hints.
Give a really good hint.
A really good hint,
Like,
as in like
spell out your hint. No.
No. So here, I will give you a hint. That is a great hint, and it might lead you in the right direction. It might not.
Oh dear.
Okay, right?
Maybe I don't know this reference.
You might know this reference. Keith David is my hint.
I don't
Do you know
know
who Keith
what
David
that
is?
means.
You don't know who Keith David is?
What?
Don't look at me. I'm
Do you know who Keith
Yes,
David is?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
thank
yes.
God. You don't know who Keith David
don't.
is? Oh shit.
I am suspicious of anyone who has 2 first names.
Okay.
I
Keith David is a
not a real
very
person.
he is a very famous B movie actor who has been in tons of movies. He stars in one of my favorite movies, The Thing, with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Keith
I
David,
have not seen
he
that.
is an African American actor. He does tons of voice work. That's the major hint.
There's the hint.
He does tons of voice work for games, lots of stuff. She just threw the phone at me. She just threw the phone at me. For the
You're as
record,
bad as he is right now.
we're so villain. That's a. If you know who that is, that's a good hint.
It is. It is.
Voice work.
Voice work. Lots of cartoon shows also.
I just figured it out. Maybe.
Voice work.
Well,
Lots
you
of
can
cartoon
still
shows
guess,
also.
as opposed
Well,
to
if you
me.
figured it out, do it then.
Ask me your question, Bridgekeeper.
Do it. If you haven't.
Yeah, because I think
Do
it's
it.
fun. I think you should.
No pressure.
I'll ask a well, do we have to
We
do
have
get guesses
two.
at the end?
No.
No, we
it has to
only
be within
One
the
of
20.
those
I
has
don't
to
wanna, I don't
be
want to
your...
say my.
Do
We
you
don't
know
have
who
an
Keith
idea.
David is?
No, but it makes sense for the animated stuff.
Oh, you're so sad.
I'm
Oh,
so sad.
Terry.
Thank you.
I might.
And it's not
I'm
his
gonna
real
guess.
name either.
Do it.
He made that one.
No,
I don't
that's
know
his
if
real
this is
name.
right,
It's
but-
not.
Holy Christ.
My team, don't be mad at me if this is completely
You're fine.
incorrect.
I hope it's right.
Everybody else here,
Is
those
it-
two.
Is it gargoyle?
It is.
Yay!
You win.
So, just for the record, the hint didn't help, but thank you, Travis.
Yes.
You know who Keith David
Oh, I
is.
do. Yes,
Thank
I do.
you. You know who Keith David is. You just didn't know his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
I still
Keith
don't-
David voices Goliath from the Gargoyles.
Right.
Yes.
And it's been in pop culture because
They're making a new season.
they're making a new season, and it is on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, the second the pop culture thing.
I mean,
I
all
was
that
like,
news
okay,
is
now I
really
know I'm
cool,
right.
but I did not know any of that.
I didn't know either.
But gargoyle, like right?
I know
mean,
gargoyle.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know construct, very close to an elemental.
Ooh, she's questioning. You
It's
are
not
the
an
scribe.
elemental.
It's a construct.
Construct.
It is a construct.
You could take points away from Jeff. You are the scribe. I'm losing points already for cheating, so my points for winning the villain thing are already gone.
I'm not taking points away from you for cheating.
She's going to take them away from me because that's what she does.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, I think it's.
the podcast
Now
is
that-
turning
yeah.
into the marriage counseling.
No, this is what I wanted. This is the whole theme of this
You know, we were
podcast.
tell
talking
us
about
Fight
those
me.
things that make villains. This podcast just made me into a villain.
Come to the dark side, baby.
She
Come
almost
to the
threw her
dark
phone.
side. I
She
know,
almost
she
threw
did.
her phone. It was so
So
close.
I think it's time to sum up. Evil scribe. How did we do
Oh.
today?
Evil scribe.
But I'm a good villain. No,
Lawful evil.
lawful good villain.
Lawful good villain. Those are almost nice.
Probably a fanatic in there somewhere. So, 50 points for Lee for his villain winning.
Yes.
Everyone else also gets 50 points.
Even me?
I'll crush you,
Even
X-Men.
you. Because I want you to die happy.
For those listening, this is the last podcast ever. Thank you for listening.
That is all.
I know nothing about the events that happen after we leave the podcasting area.
You're going to be questioned later, guys? You know nothing.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of a very long first podcast.
Here, wait. I'm going to make Magneto mad by turning his face around.
Oh. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. We got to close it as we always do. The views, contents, and opinions expressed by anyone involved in the Dragonhead dialogues are those of that specific individual themselves and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any of the sponsors. If there is something offensive, please do not blame our sponsors, significant others, friends, family, schools, employers, siblings, Republicans, Democrats, school systems, pets, or the good guys. If you're struggling to move forward and need someone to blame for something said on this podcast, please blame evil. That's where all bad things happen and should be blamed anyways. Thank you for listening to the Dragonhead Dialogues. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you, Ezzy.